Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. We've got a busy slate, so skip Shannon. Let's get to it.
Welcome to Undisputed. We are live from Los Angeles. I'm Jenny Taft here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. So we didn't notice that.
Took so long. It's been weeks and weeks. You haven't had anything to celebrate, so this is a celebration?
Yeah, what is it?
Skip, well, you know I closed the Johnson merger. So I told Helen, what the hell, let's just go up to the Hamptons, hang out for a few days.
Why the cigar? I don't get it.
My name is Walter.
It's his yacht life.
And Helen
Walter
and I,
doesn't have his top button unbuttoned. Trust me, he doesn't.
Yes,
he does
Skip,
not.
I'm in the Hamptons.
You're confusing characters.
No, and that's what I'm saying. I'm Walter now. Let me be. Hires Ernestine, Skip.
For the whole show? You're Walter?
Just
okay.
me. I prefer Shannon.
I don't know who Shannon is.
I don't know. I don't even know who Shannon is anymore.
You like these, Skip?
Not really.
Skip, you know what these are?
They're kind of plain.
No. I know. See, that's the thing. They look like that. These are Nikki Diamonds.
Oh, okay.
AF1's Coke edition.
I like
They
it.
only made 150 a pair.
Really? That's a lot.
That's 150 a pair worldwide. Now back to what I was saying, Skip. How are you today?
I didn't even get this.
Yeah, there's
Whatever.
really nowhere
How
else
you
to go
doing,
with
Skip?
it.
I don't know yet. I'm
Well,
not
I don't
sure.
know about this guy, Walter, but Shannon, did you end up buying that Anthony Davis Lakers jersey? Or-
Not yet.
You okay? You're
That
gonna have to
23.5.
return it, or probably
if
not
this
get
falls
it.
through, poor LeBron James is going to be left all by his lonesome in Hollywood. All by his
Yeah,
lonesome.
we're going to
Don't
get to
pretend like
all
you're
the
disappointed.
rumors later, but also on today's show, well, speaking of those rumors, LaVar Ball will be live in studio with us.
Yeah,
so
here we
we're
go.
all getting ready for that. But hey, let's start with Kevin Durant. He scored 23 points in the Warriors' blowout win last night, but everyone is talking about what happened after the game. KD can become a free agent at the end of the season, and recent articles in The Athletic and other places said he will leave Golden State for the Knicks. KD hasn't talked to the media since Kristaps Porzingis was traded last week, but he made it clear that his free agency was not a topic he wanted to discuss. Take a listen.
So we've noticed that you hadn't talked for a while. Is it anything to do with anything on your mind, or has it just been coincidence that you haven't talked for some time?
Why do you care?
Because you usually talk.
Well,
And
I
there's-
didn't feel like talking the last couple of days.
It was anything in particular?
No, I just ain't feel like it.
Anything to do with conversation about free agency?
Yeah, that's the conversation you're going to have. I don't think about that type of stuff. I have nothing to do with the Knicks. I don't know who traded Porzingis. They got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to play basketball. Y'all come in here every day, ask me about free agency, ask my teammates, my coaches. You rile up the fans about it. Y'all let us play basketball. That's all I'm saying. And now when I don't want to talk to y'all, it's a problem with me. Come on, man. Grow up. Grow up. Yeah, you grow up.
How are you playing? How's the team playing in the last couple weeks?
I'm done. You know you don't care about that.
I just asked you.
All right, Shannon, what do you make of all this?
What do you make of that, Skip? The best player in the world.
He is.
No, he not.
Yes, he is.
And you're going to talk about this a little later, Skip, baby. I know you're going to bring that up, how he wanted to become. Skip, all it does, it shows again that Kevin Durant is thin-skinned. And he could have handled this so much better. He comes in and says, look, guys, I thought I made it clear that this year I'm with the Knicks. I will address free agency.
But with Golden State.
Well,
State.
Yeah,
You-
right.
Yeah, don't say you with the Knicks.
That was a Freudian slip.
I'm with the Warriors.
Yep.
I said at the beginning of the year,
Yep.
was not going to address free agency until the end of the year. We're trying to win a championship. We finally got this thing going. We're playing really, really well. But you guys keep trying to insert me into everything else that's going on. AD going here and Porzingis getting traded there and yada, yada, yada. That has nothing to do with me. I'm on the Warriors. I'm playing basketball for the Warriors. I'll address this situation at a later date and time. Ba-boom. But Skip, he can't help it. His skin is so thin, and he gets riled up with the. And you, Skip, he hasn't been the same since he won that MVP. Because the next year he goes down to New Orleans, and he lashes out at the media. The very media that voted him MVP. What did, and then again, KD, what did you think was going to happen when you leave OKC? If you left OKC and you go to the Wizards or you go to the Knicks, had you gone anywhere except Golden State,
Yep.
this would not be an issue. But Skip, a lot of this also, I believe, is that what KD doesn't understand, he can win another 5 championships in Golden State. He will never be beloved in the Bay Area like Steph Curry, because Steph Curry is the original.
He is.
He's a, Skip, you know, Mercedes, they
Yep.
make a great car. Love Mercedes, baby.
Yep.
But you know, you get that AMG package.
Yep.
All it does, it makes it sound, makes it purr, makes it run. It's a great add-on. KD, you AMG. Steph is the original Mercedes. You make it run smoother, you make it look better. But the original piece is Steph. Just embrace that. Skip, why does he get so upset that people ask him? You could have shut this down, because every time he says he's not going to talk about it, guess what he end up doing, Skip? Talking about it. And they know how to get to him. He also said in there, Skip, I don't trust you. I don't trust any of you. Skip, what did he expect to happen? He thought he could tell someone in the media, like, you know what, guys? Yeah, I'm going to go to the Knicks, or I'm staying here or that. Because you can make this a moot point. Guess what he could do, Skip Bayless? I'm re-signing with Golden State. And nobody else is going to ask him. I guarantee you, if he says I'm re-signing with Golden State, not another person will ask him about free agency. He signed a 1-year deal. Guess what, Skip? If he leaves next year and goes somewhere else, he signs a 1-year deal, it's going to keep going and going and going. They ask LeBron about this every year, didn't they, Skip?
Yes.
They don't ask LeBron about free agency anymore. Guess why, Skip? Because he signed a 3-year deal
He did.
with an option. Skip, why is his skin so thin? Why did he get so upset with the minute of the minuscule of questions? Skip, this wasn't asking him anything in particular. And because he hasn't talked, and because when he does talk, he lashes out, now he gives the credibility to an article that's probably with someone's opinion. Now he gives it credibility. He gives it legs because of the way he's, like you said. What'd you say about Shakespeare? You protest too much?
The lady doth protest too much.
Yeah.
The more you protest, the more suspicious it looks, right?
Ta-da.
Yep. There we go. You know what dawned on me very early this morning? That Kevin Durant has the perfect last name, because he do rant, doesn't he? He rants and he rants and he rants, right?
Good.
Like
Yes.
every other day he's ranting about something.
Yeah.
And he often rants irrationally and inexplicably and self-destructively, right?
Yes.
Because he rants, he bites the hand that feeds him. And the classic case was the one you talked about. He wins the MVP 1 year, then he goes to the next year's All-Star game, and he goes off on the media saying, none of y'all know bleep about basketball. And his point was, you all have too much power voting for postseason awards. It should be players and coaches. Wait a second. The guys you're ranting at were many of the guys who voted for you to be your first MVP.
That's what LeBron said.
Aha.
They don't know nothing because I should have been the MVP and they gave it to you, KD. LeBron said, right, KD, I co-signed that. They don't know nothing because they voted for you.
And then the classic irony was Kevin pointing, saying, y'all need to grow up. Really?
Yeah.
Somebody has suspended adolescence, right? Right? Somebody's still stuck in being a spoiled child. That's how he was. That was spoiled, petulant child behavior.
Yes.
But before I proceed, I still love Kevin Durant as a basketball player, and I try, a la Tom Brady, to just tune out all the
everything else.
off-field.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just look at what
How
he
does
does
he
on the
play?
field.
How does he perform when it's time to perform? Man, Kevin's come up really big in 2 straight NBA Finals, during which he's been the NBA Finals MVP.
Correct.
So, is it possible that he just does this to provoke himself somehow? That the thin skin that's clearly obvious, I mean, he's all over Twitter. He's fighting with 13-year-olds on Twitter.
Yeah.
What? He's got burner accounts on Twitter. Is it possible this all fuels him in a weird way, a la Tom Brady needing chip on his shoulder, a la Michael Jordan needing to manufacture spats and beefs with people? Is it possible he needs this to propel him, to drive him? Because that's all I could figure out. Because it doesn't ever seem to wreck him on the court.
Right.
I thought 2 finals ago when we were in Cleveland, I thought he would crumble under the pressure of having left Russell Westbrook to join the super team. I thought it would crush him in the postseason, and it was just the opposite.
Right.
He rose, and he shone the way he'd never risen and shone in the postseason.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
So
and
I got
just the year before, Skip. Remember, he had a 3-1 lead, and had he been able to perform like he did in the NBA Finals,
True.
in the Western Conference Finals, who knows? History takes a different path.
Who knows? So speaking of history, we all know that obviously, come summertime, Kevin Durant's going to be by far the premium free agent on the market.
Absolutely.
He is going to be the life changer. His decision will decide the outcome, possibly, of 2020 basketball, right?
Correct.
So he knows that, and he did say before the year, and he says something he speaks, he's got like 12 sides of his mouth he speaks out of, but before the year he said, I want to be transparent, I want to be open. He said, I'll be honest with you, some days I do think about my free agency, and some days I don't, but I'm willing to talk about it all year long, and he has talked about it all year long, and you've made the case he enjoys the attention of the talk, right?
Do you understand what transparency means?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. So the Knicks, 1 week ago today, trade Porzingis.
Correct.
And clearly, any half-knowledgeable basketball fan would jump to the conclusion, aha, you have cleared the cap space to sign not one but two premier free agents. And who are your top two targets? Well, obviously it would be Kevin and Kyrie, right? Right?
Yes. Of
I don't know. Is the other guy in there, that number 2 up in Toronto? I don't know. But those are the two, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That we all jump to the conclusion. And then what happens right on cue? Kevin Durant disappears after games. Kevin Durant is the most accessible to the media of all the Warriors. Every day, before and after every game, every home game, every away game, he is accessible, and he will just talk and talk. He'll talk your recorder full.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Wow.
He is tremendous.
And he has an opinion on everything.
Everything.
Oh, we playing basketball. It's not like the government shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a comment about everything.
About everything. And he's talking about it. He wants to be Defensive Player of the Year. It's always something.
Yes.
He'll give you a story a day.
Yes.
Well, guess what happened for the last week? Radio silent.
Correct.
Every game, post game, no Kevin at his locker. Well, what would you? Is that suspicious behavior to
Very.
you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would the media leap to the conclusion of? Uh-oh, something's up with Kevin and the Knicks.
Right.
Was he involved in the decision making?
Right. And why would you, Skip, why would you even broach that? I don't know who traded Porzingis. I had nothing to Skip, nobody thinks a player from another team has anything to do with a trade going on another team. We understand that, KD. But what you should have done is just carry on business as usual. And then maybe a week or two, if you want to shut it down, shut it down then. But not the day the dude get traded.
Okay. Now help me out with this.
Okay.
What happened to the Golden State Warriors on the fateful night of November 12th? Something happened on the bench late in the game between Kevin Durant and Draymond Green.
Correct.
They got into it on the court that carried off the court onto the bench, and Draymond reportedly called Kevin the B word.
Yes.
And said, we didn't need you in the first place.
Right. We won before you got here.
Correct. Bridge burned. Guess what happened after that? They lost 4 straight games and 5 out of 6. Have they made peace with it? Well, apparently it's pushed to the back burner.
Right.
Is it still simmering on the back burner?
Winning would do
Right.
that.
Okay, well, it will. But the point is, any media member worth his press pass would have to know that Kevin's got a big new reason to leave, right?
Correct.
Is Kevin just trying to sort of muddle through the rest of this year and hope they can win it this time and then he's out of there?
Right.
Right? Is he going to be happy to just wave goodbye, put Draymond in his rear view, or maybe take a shot at him on Twitter as he departs, give him a parting shot? I don't know.
Right.
But it sure, wouldn't it set up for that? So isn't it just reasonable and logical for the media to wonder why Kevin dropped out of sight right after the Porzingis trade?
Yes.
He did this. He detonated it.
Right.
He caused all of this, right?
His own doing.
It's all his own doing. So I got to tell you, when I watched this rant, it felt, this is just me, and I don't know Kevin firsthand, but I know him secondhand really well, and I've watched him very closely.
Sounds manufactured.
It felt contrived. It felt a little over the top contrived, like he was waiting for his moment, like he'd already practiced okay, when they ask me a real basketball question, I'm going to drop the mic. I'm going to say I'm out of here, and I'm going to make a big dramatic departure, you know.
But Kevin,
come on.
Skip, he has to understand that the bigger player, the superstar that you are, the more questions are going to be asked of you. A part of that, and also the article, Skip, and I'm surprised you didn't go to this, about how he thought after he won the title and became Finals MVP, he would have overtaken LeBron.
Okay, I'm not sure that's what he's the maddest about,
Right.
but that was an Ethan Strauss piece, I think, in The Athletic.
Right.
And he did single out Ethan in his rant, saying, you just walk around, I'm paraphrasing it, but he said, you just walk around here and you don't talk to anybody, and then he's effectively saying you're putting words in my mouth.
Right.
Well, those words are good words. I mean, I would expect that Kevin did think that.
I mean, I'm sure. That's only natural, Skip. If you're a top 2-3 player, you beat the guy that was regarded as the number one, automatically you would think, Skip, okay, the torch has been passed. Because a lot of people thought with that shot, LeBron passed the torch to Kevin Durant.
Well, I thought that. I said that the next day.
But in most people's eyes, Kevin Durant can only pass LeBron if he goes somewhere that doesn't already have 2-3 all-stars. He goes to the Knicks. He gets them to the Eastern Conference Finals. He gets them to the NBA Finals when they haven't been since '99. Because here's the thing, Skip. If he goes to the Knicks, he's automatically the best player in Knicks history. He can't, first of all, he can't be the best player in Golden State because Wilt was on that roster once. So you're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to be as beloved in Golden State because cute, cuddly Steph is on that roster. So this is what you're going to have to do, and Skip.
Also, I'm not sure Kevin is that lovable. There's something about him. He's always rubbing people the wrong way. Well, I just don't know. Even if he'd been the original, I don't know if he's that lovable.
But I'm saying, but if he had been the original, you could understand how people would gravitate to him more than, say, a transplant.
True.
Because that's how they view him. But Skip, does he understand how this media works? There's a reason why Kevin Durant can make somewhere between 220 and 235 because of the media, because of TV and the access that these TV networks offer.
No, you're right.
So that's how you get that, Kevin. Kevin, I wish, and I'm sure you're not the only athlete that wish this. Wish they could just play football, play baseball, play basketball. You know what, Skip? I come to practice, I do what I do, I play the game, I go home. But as a great player, you know you don't have that luxury, Skip. No great player will ever have that luxury. It's a part of it. It's a part of you being a superstar. Because guess what, Skip? If nobody wanted to talk to Kevin Durant, you think Nike signing him to that $30 million shoe deal a year? No, Kevin. That's a necessary evil, bro. You making all them big bucks and no whammies. There's a reason why.
And yet, what did he do on the day before? He didn't just go straight home and forget about basketball, because it was reported that he was reading a story in the San Jose Mercury News that was speculating about him wanting to go to the Knicks. And as people negatively responded to it, like, that's not true, he was liking all the dislikes, you know, of the piece. So he just lives on social media.
Too much.
Sometimes I think he gets defined by social media. And I would like to point out once again, for me, this all started on April the 2nd of 2012, when I woke up to a headline in the paper I grew up reading. It used to be called the Daily Oklahoman in Oklahoma City, now just called the Oklahoman, in which Kevin Durant had blasted me, his biggest fan, on television. And his point was that I didn't know bleep about basketball because I was blasting his
counterpart,
co-star, you know, Russell Westbrook, for taking more shots than Kevin. It was driving me crazy because I was a Durant guy. And the little point guard is starting to shoot more shots than that guy, the 7-foot monster. It was wrong, I thought, and Kevin said I didn't know what I was talking about, and he took up for his little buddy, And I was the first one. That was in 2012. They were on the way, actually, to the finals. They lost to LeBron. It was LeBron's breakthrough, right? Yeah, that was LeBron. He took advantage of this baby.
Don't do that, Skip. But you also remember, Skip, his last year. You remember when they had OKC, when OKC had the Warriors down, a reporter asked him what he thought about, Steph gave Russell the business, and KD's like, Russ, I got this. All the while, scheming, plotting, and planning. on his exit strategy.
Okay. Well, starting in maybe 2013, I began to write on ESPN.com, this is ill-fated, this is finite, Kevin is going to leave Russell at some point when he gets his first opportunity. Yeah. And he didn't force a trade. He was a free agent.
He walked.
Yeah, he walked.
At least I know a guy that gave you a heads up. I know a guy in New Orleans, he gave you the heads up. So you can get something for me. I ain't going to just walk out the door and leave you empty-handed. But that's not the
That's a very debatable thing that we should get into.
We're going to talk about that later.
I would like to get into that.
Kevin Durant keeps talking about trust, and I can't trust you guys. Like, this is the same Kevin Durant that ripped LeBron James. Said nobody wants to compete anymore. Everybody wants to go link up, join up, form a super team. I just want to hoop. And lo and behold, Skip Bayless, what did he do? Go join the team of teams.
I think he wants to hit send a lot.
Yeah.
Right?
Too much.
Look, Skip, we see like marginal guys that will respond and go back and forth, but not superstars. Normally superstars don't. That seems like you say, you always use it. That should be beneath him. That should be, dude, why am I responding to a dude that's on the couch or in his office or wherever he may be? Why am I responding to you? I'm Kevin Durant. By any metric.
Heck, I'd say that to Shannon Sharpe.
Oh, then I got
Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe, why are you responding?
Yeah, they love
You're in the Hall of Fame.
No, I'm in the Hall of Fame with tweeting too.
But you're no longer Unc. Who were you?
I'm Walter today.
Walter.
Yeah,
Walter.
I
don't know if Walter tweets as much as...
I closed the Johnson merger.
You did?
Oh yeah, and Helen and
Then what are you doing sitting here?
Yeah. Go hang out.
I guess I'm gonna jump on the G6 after
Busy
the show.
guy.
I'm gonna jump on the G6 skipping.
All right. Go to Europe or something?
No, I'm just going to the Hamptons for a quick getaway.
Okay. Well, come back to us when you're done with that.
Next week.
Are the Lakers in big trouble if they don't get Anthony Davis today? So many rumors. We will tell you the latest. And don't forget, you can check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on Sirius XM. We'll be right back.
No mercy.
Hey guys, it's Jenny Taft. Here is a quick and free way to finally stick to your New Year's resolutions. Start listening to podcasts on Spotify. With more than 150,000 podcasts, including many of the world's most popular self-improvement shows, you can learn how to balance a budget, balance your diet, and even how to feel balanced while meditating, even if you're also obsessing over when the cat was last fed. All podcasts on Spotify are free, and you can even download episodes for those times when you've gone a little off the grid, to get all that newfound balance into your life. So get the year off right and start listening to podcasts on Spotify. Now, back to the show.
No mercy.
Let's talk some Lakers trade rumors. We're about 5 hours away from the deadline, and it's not looking like Anthony Davis is coming to LA. Woj reports there were no talks between the Pelicans and Lakers yesterday, and LA is, quote, running low on hope that the Pelicans will engage them before the deadline. The last offer reportedly included Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and other assets. So, Shannon, yesterday you said that there would be about a 20% chance that this trade happens.
Yep.
What are your odds today?
I'm going to take 2 minutes, Skip, and by the time I'm done, it'll be down to 0.
Oh, gosh.
Because that's what I believe this is going to happen.
Just go to 0 right now.
Okay, well, 0.
Right.
Start here.
Skip, I don't see it happening. Dale Demps is basically hasn't given Magic a counter offer. Magic was basically bidding against himself. Okay, I give you this, this, and this, and this. It's reported that he wants 4 first-rounders, 4 second-rounders, 5 players, Lonzo, Kuzma, Ingram, blah, yada, yada. If I'm Magic Johnson, you know what I do, Skip? I send him an email. Okay, Dale, this is what I do. I give you 4 first-rounders. I give you 4 second-rounders, and I give you the players you want. He emailed me back, okay, Magic, you got a deal. I email him back, F you, Dale. You must think I'm high. I'm in California where it's legal, but I ain't doing that early this morning. Kick rocks.
That's beneath Magic.
No, it ain't beneath Magic. It should be
That's
beneath.
something Shannon Sharpe would do.
I sure would. Yeah. Hold on. What other general manager you think calling around the NBA and asking, should I do this deal? You think Daryl Morey called anybody and asked, should he trade for Iman Shumpert?
I'm pretty sure not.
Do you think that, I don't know who the Dallas GM is. Do you think he called around?
Mark Cuban.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
But Dale Demps, he's getting info from Greg Popovich. He's calling around. That's collusion in and of itself. But that's neither here nor there. That's not what we're here to discuss, Skip Bayless. Guess what, Skip Bayless? I have a hunch, a good feeling that no matter what transpires, Dale Demps is not going to be making, if this goes through in the summer, he's probably not going to be there to consummate this deal anyway.
You could well be right.
So now what has he done? He listened to everybody else as opposed to go ahead and getting these pieces.
Yep.
You talk about, well, we're going to sit him out until the trade deadline. Your best player, he's healthy, he's practicing, but, we're going to sit him out until the trade deadline. Because why? It's become personal now, Skip. Dale Demps is like, okay, AD, this is how you're going to do it. This is how we're going to do it. Even though they went to him in privacy and tried to and told him, we're not going to re-sign. Let's go ahead and get this process started. And he sat on his hands, watch AD put up them monster numbers, interact with his teammates. AD going to be professional. Why would he not be? And then you're like, oh, no. You ain't running up the flagpole. You thought you AD going to change his mind. No, it's not. And guess what else, Skip Bayless? You're probably going to get raked across the coals with Danny Ainge. But I can tell you this, AD going to end up in L.A., and he's going to end up to the Lakers. That either is going to be today at 3 o'clock Eastern time, or it's going to be next year. But he's going to be a Laker.
I mean, it could be at the very end of his contract that he's under.
Do what you got to do.
He becomes
do what you got. Do what you got to do. Because here's the thing, Skip Bayless. You got leverage. Guess what happens if you wait till the next trade deadline next year? When the AD tells you, I'm not re-signing. Well, the guy's like, well, hold on. He's not going to re-sign with y'all. Why am I going to offer you anything? I can just sit here, AD become a free agent. I ain't got to give you nothing. He could have did a KD. KD, you got nothing. You got the second best player, walked out, the best player in your organization's history. Walked, and you got nothing for him. At least KD gave you the heads up. He could have been, I ain't telling you nothing. And then wait the next offseason. This offseason. And says, you know what, I'm not re-signing. At least you got some leverage now, Skip, because you got him this year and you got him next year. But if he tells you this offseason that he's not going to re-sign, he decreases your value because, well, he's not going to re-sign with y'all, okay. Why am I going to give you anything? No.
You sound hurt about all this.
Because Dale Demps is trying to, he dug in like a, Alabama tick on a hound. I ain't budging. AD, just what you gonna do? You think you gonna hold us hostage?
Stubborn pride.
Yeah, that what'd you say, Skip? What the Bible say about pride? Pride goeth before the fall. Yeah.
He is about to fall on his face.
Yes.
What he's about to fall on.
So 0, I got it at 0, Skip.
0.
And you coming to join me at 0.
Where are you at?
I am hanging in where I was yesterday.
You are.
60-40.
Come on.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm 60-40, gets it done.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
How you gonna get it done when they wouldn't even call you back, Skip?
How do we know that for sure? Because I read other reports 3-4 days ago that they had some phone conversation.
Well, Wojo,
they had exchanged some.
Well, Dale Demps is leaking everything to Wojo.
I know.
So whatever Wojo is putting up on his Twitter page.
That's all you got,
yeah,
right?
That's it.
Have you heard or read a report that said Dale Demps ever said no to this? Like flat out, I'm not going to trade him. No, I don't know any report that said that. Classic standoff, classic game of chicken, all the way up. You can't push it until 3 Eastern?
Yeah.
Because you got to do the medicals. There's a lot of red tape that
I
has
don't
to
care.
be done.
I don't care.
Yeah.
You gonna trade his AD? I'm good. He can have a chicken pox ball. I care. I'm taking it.
Okay.
Clear?
Well, you know what? That's true. I don't know about the
point.
6 Lakers that are going the other way, but the point is, by 2-ish or so, that's when the clock's ticking to 0.
Right.
And you got to fish or you got to cut bait. I'm just going to guess that he's going to sit back and feel like he took his pound of flesh back from LeBron and Rich Paul, because right now, Dale Demps feels like LeBron is using his clout, his clutch sports clout, to sort of bully Dale Demps into giving up a top 5 player, right? And there's some of that operating, but I still say that Magic is not shortchanging in what he's offering. It's a great deal.
Right.
I still say it's a better deal than he's going to get offered in the summer. With AD as a rental, a clear rental.
But Skip, he's making it seem like, okay, I'll give you Lance, Beasley, JaVale, and a first-round pick.
That's not what's happening.
Exactly.
It's 5, 6 maybe good kids, some of them with star quality. A team a nucleus you can start to rebuild around very quickly. And again, I think he's stuck on that old Boston-Brooklyn model, and I'm going back to that trade of 2013 in which Brooklyn gave away what amounted to, it was 3 top 10 picks. It was 4 first-round picks. They swapped in 1 year, which was 2017 with Boston. Yeah, Boston, Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. So again, the key, the name pieces were Paul Pierce at age 36 and Kevin Garnett at age 37 and Jason Terry at age 36. And they go to Brooklyn, but the draft picks are what Dell Demps seems to be stuck on. That's the model by which he's saying, Magic, I want pick. I want first-round picks.
Yeah, but that was dumb on Brooklyn's part.
I would agree. It was all-time dumb.
Yeah.
Prokhorov was the owner, remember, of the Brooklyn Nets
yes.
at that point, Mikhail Prokhorov, and he signed off on, I want stars, and they were fading stars
yes.
who amounted to next to nothing, like a bag of beans.
And who broke them up? The same guy that broke them up in Boston broke them up in Brooklyn.
Wrong.
One, LeBron James.
No, wrong. Father Time broke them up.
Ron did
broke them down.
Ron did it.
No. That
Ron,
was too easy.
Don't do this, Skip. You remember that Game 6? You remember Game 6, what he did, Skip? He had that look in his eye, Skip. You remember when he went to Boston Garden? He had that look?
Yeah.
He like you say, Skip, he was caged like a caged angry lion.
Caged angry lion.
Yeah, they let him out.
What caged lion isn't angry? But that's.
I'm just saying, Skip, baby. Okay. Maybe if you feed him well, he won't be upset.
So back to the trade. This would be foolish not to take the deal on the table. And I don't know how many draft picks, and I don't know how far you would go if you're Magic Johnson. How many are you willing? If you give him 2, that's a lot.
Yes, I give him 2.
With 20, all those kids, a pick of the litter of the kids.
I give him 2. I give him 2.
Man.
And here's the thing. These kids are not 36 and 37 and 36.
You're right.
They're, the oldest one is probably, what, 23? 24? Kuzma might be 24.
Yeah.
Might be 24.
Beginning for them.
But Brandon Ingram's 23. Lonzo's, what, 21, 22. Josh Hart's 22, 23. So the oldest guy you're going to get is possibly 24 in Kuzma, plus 2 draft picks.
Lonzo, Kuzma, Brandon Ingram have star quality. I don't know if they're going to turn into big stars, although I think Lonzo could.
Superstars.
Not superstars, but they have star quality.
Okay.
Your man, Big Zoo,
Yes.
he can start in this league.
Zoo can be, I believe I said 12 and 8. He might can be a 16 and 8.
He might be able to. And if you throw in Josh Hart, who's a gritty, tough, two-way player,
Yeah.
okay, well, I don't know what more you could ask for. If you get 2 firsts on top of that,
Right.
that's equal value. That's fair market
Nobody
value.
is giving Dell Demps or whomever is going to be the general manager come June, July, August. No one is giving him 4 first-round picks. Just because someone was dumb enough to give that to Danny Ainge, and you see what it ruined them for 5, 6 years. And that's what will happen when you give up that, when you make dumb decisions. The dumb decision just doesn't last for a year. It lasts for years.
I agree. So why would New Orleans want the negative publicity that's been reported that they're going to sit Anthony Davis for the rest of the year, and it's going to feel like a spiteful, we're punishing sort of move? You know,
Michelle Robertson, who is the president of the Players Association, I ain't having that.
Okay, well, we'll see, but that's what they say they're going to try to do. It's just an eyesore. It's negativity.
Yes.
It's just, look, it's not like LeBron is trying to force Anthony out of New Orleans for nothing.
Exactly.
He's given up everything. In fact, he's probably offering too much for Anthony Davis, if you want to know the truth.
Dell Demps doesn't want to come off his week. He's like, I ain't no punk here. I'm going to get, you want to go to L.A., okay, how bad you want it? Magic, how bad you want Anthony Davis? Or do you want him bad enough to make one of the dumbest decisions of your adult life? Giving up 4 first-round draft picks, 4 second-round draft picks, and the young, talented players that's on your roster. Are you willing to do that? So he doesn't want to come off his week. That's why he's calling. Nobody called. How many general managers do you think called Dell Demps and asked, Dell, you think I should make this trade? Do you think I should draft this player? Nobody calls you Dell Demps, but you calling around because you don't want how you're going to be viewed. If you kind of worry about, you never measure your success by what someone will think of you. Because if you do, you're going to set yourself up for failure.
I agree.
And that's what Dell Demps is doing.
And I'm going to remind Dell Demps right now, the Lakers and LeBron and Rich Paul are hot to trot right now. They want to do this, and
Right.
they're willing to go a little overboard to do this.
And they're trying to do something 4-3 something.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you go 4-2 is normally 2 something, but we're gonna do something 4-3 something. If you
Summertime, this market might cool off for the rental, who would be Anthony Davis
Yes.
for 1 year in Boston or wherever he might go.
I'm gonna take his word for it, Skip.
And guess what? Dell Demps might find himself crawling back to Magic in the summer, saying, "Hey, is that offer still?" good?"
No.
No.
It's not going to feel the same.
No.
No.
I'll give you 1 player and 1 pick. How about that? Yeah.
Man, look here, Dale. I'm sorry, bro. But
Couple hours ago.
nobody gonna give you all that. Nobody gonna give you 4 first rounders. and because you can't trade them in back-to-back years, that's gonna go out to 2026.
It's a
That is
lot
true.
to give
Okay,
up.
so bottom line, what if it falls through? Where does that leave your man LeBron James?
Where he started at the beginning of the year. You got what you got.
And you got a bunch of disgruntled young players around you who say, "Ooh, he sold us out. He
Ain't
wanted to
nobody-
ship us out."
Hey, I tell you what,
Yeah.
you better come on the play now. Don't make me put foots in you.
Uh-oh, well, you might have to put Bigfoots in.
If I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
'Cause, hey, I don't miss the playoffs. Once I started going to the playoffs, I continue to go to the playoffs. And I ain't being in the 8 seed.
Really?
No.
Wait a second. Harrison Barnes just went to the Kings.
I don't care about no Harrison
Yeah.
Barnes.
Kings. That might be another little roadblock for you to make that 8 seed.
You don't care about him after what they did, what happened
Harrison
yesterday?
Barnes, Ricky Barnes, Nicky Barnes. I don't care.
Okay.
LeBron
well,
in the 4 seed.
No mercy.
it was a little awkward for our guy Harrison Barnes yesterday, and
Yep.
when news broke during the game that he had been traded to the Kings, there was an interesting reaction. Barnes' agent said he was aware something was in the works before the game, and Harrison decided to sit on the bench the rest of the game to support his teammates. The timing, well, it did not sit well with LeBron. He posted this on Instagram. So let me guess. This is cool because they had to do what was best for the franchise, right? Traded this man while he was literally playing in the game and had zero idea. I'm not knocking who traded him because it's a business and you have to do what you feel what's best. But I just want this narrative to start to get real and change, and not when a player wants to be traded or leaves a franchise that he's a selfish, ungrateful player. But when they trade you, release, waive, cut, etc., it's best for them. I'm okay with both, honestly, truly am. Just call a spade a spade. Shannon, does LeBron have a point here?
Absolutely has a point. He's spot on, Skip. You see the way he did that, Skip? He used them emojis, called it a spade, and did he hashtag strive for greatness, hashtag clutch sports on
Yeah,
top.
that just went right over my head.
I don't know
I had no idea what he was talking
Don't do
about.
that, Skip. Don't do that.
You didn't notice the hashtag?
No,
Skip,
Send in a message.
I've been saying this.
You know what? You have been saying this regularly for like 2.5 years.
I have.
Yep.
Because this is the problem. And Skip, I don't know how teams have been, and forget the sport, how teams can convince its fans and its fan base that whatever we do is for the best interest of you. And any time a player doesn't co-sign or doesn't want to re-sign or wants to go elsewhere, he's being selfish, he's being disloyal, and the fans buy it. No, I guarantee you, the fans in New Orleans believe that Anthony Davis, AD, is being disloyal. Even though he says, I want to go compete for titles, I want to go win a championship, I have an opportunity to compete year in and year out and win a title. Harrison Barnes did not go to Mark Cuban and say, bro, get me up out of here. Think about the Mavs, Skip. They ain't going nowhere. Now, he could have
not for the moment, but
not for the moment.
No.
He's like, he didn't say anything. Shannon Sharpe didn't say, hey, Kings, y'all need to get me up out of here. But the teams will always do or tell you they're doing what's in the best interest of the team, and it's a business. But it's not a business if a player wants to do what's in the best interest of him. Oh, that's being selfish. You're being disloyal. And what makes it even worse is that the old guard, the old, because we don't see trades like this happen in the NFL.
Yep.
Baseball, they're trading. It doesn't matter who you are. You could be the greatest player. They traded Babe Ruth. So I know they'll trade anybody in baseball.
True.
But in basketball, it's the old guard. Oh, I can't believe these guys would do this. Well, I tried to ring chase. It was year 15, year 16. And these young players like, no, I'm not waiting to year 15 and 16 when I'm on my last legs. I'm going to year 6. I'm going to year 7. I'm going when I'm in my prime. I'm going to link up in my prime. as opposed to the old guard, Skip, they tried to link up when you had 4 guys that were 39 years of age trying to win a title in a young man's game.
Yep.
So that's the problem that I have. And guess what happened, Skip, when LeBron tweeted this? Oh, AD liked it. What that mean, Skip? If you put that hard, but what that mean? You like that post? You agree with what he said? Because I think that what like mean, right? I don't know, Skip. I had a hard time understanding that because I was doing that. I was like, well,
Remember, AD's a client of LeBron, so.
I don't want you to say that.
It's as simple as that. Look.
Yeah,
It says a
Skip,
lot.
I didn't know that what that meant at first. I didn't know that if I put the heart button that I was basically co-signing what someone else had tweeted or what they wrote.
I think you knew that from.
I didn't know that, Skip. I was a neophyte. I was a newbie
Right.
to the social media game.
Yep.
I'm catching on real quick. I'm gaining on you too, on Twitter too. Just a matter of time,
Are
Skip,
you
baby.
really?
Yep.
I'm gaining on you on Instagram.
I know, man, it's about a time. I'm about to get that meal. I'm about to get that meal, Skip. You know what that means? Meal. But but LeBron is absolutely right. And you know he's right, Skip Bayless. Say it. Agree with me. One time, Skip.
First point of order, LeBron was wrong about one thing. Harrison Barnes, according to Brian Windhorst of ESPN, was informed before the game that the trade was imminent to Sacramento. There's still a chance of Charlotte, but probably Sacramento.
Okay.
He knew.
And he chose to play basketball that night, knowing it was right on hair trigger. It was about to happen, and he said, I'd rather go ahead and play, according to Brian Windhorst.
Okay.
The only reason that doesn't ring quite true is I would think Mark Cuban would say, you can't play.
You must try to get hurt.
Well, I don't want that to happen. So, whatever. But Harrison Barnes is the kind of guy who would say, I just want to play basketball.
Yeah, that's what they
Just
do
let
in
me
North
play."
Carolina. They're consummate pros.
Yeah, and
Come out
so
of Chapel Hill.
then it was all the way to the start of the fourth quarter when he was finally apprised, done deal, you're gone, can't play anymore here. So he sat the fourth quarter. So just point of order. But I do get LeBron's,
It's true.
the principle of his big picture
Correct.
point. I get that. But this is where he loses me. If you're going to have any competitive balance in a league, if you're going to have a league, you have to have some rules within the confines of the league, or you don't have a league.
What's the rule?
Somebody has to be in charge, or you can't have a league.
What do you mean?
The rules are that Anthony Davis, in good faith, signed a contract for 5 years and $127 million, and he's been getting paid on the reg.
Harrison Barnes didn't do that?
Okay,
He didn't sign no
all
league?
right,
He didn't sign
okay,
no
but I'm
contract?
just saying, somebody has to be in charge.
Okay.
I got you. But again, to LeBron's credit, when he took his talents to South Beach, he was a free agent. He had played the system out
Right.
the way it was supposed to be
Right.
played, right?
Yes, yes.
And when he went home, he was a free
Free
agent.
agent.
And when he went to Hollywood, he
He's
was
a
a
free
free
agent.
agent.
Yes.
And when Kevin Durant left Russell Westbrook, he was a free agent. So they
Okay.
played it out the way the
Yes.
system dictated.
Right.
But now it appears that LeBron, as I just mentioned, is using his clout to try to sort of, effectively strong-arm Dell Demps into letting go of a top 5 player, at least statistically top 5.
Yes.
Well before he's a year plus out from the end of his contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Kind of like Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes had the rest of
Okay.
this year
All
and
right.
next year on his contract.
Okay, but somebody has to be in charge. Somebody has to be the owner. And at some point, LeBron James is going to be the owner.
Okay.
So he's going to get to play the other side of the
Right.
fence game, right?
Right.
He's going to get to do that
And
whenever he feels like it.
And having been on the other side, he will fully understand
Okay.
that he's going to have to trade players, and maybe players maybe request a trade from his team.
Okay, so what's about to happen to LeBron? Is it possible this thing falls through? Is it possible we get summertime and LeBron can't find anybody to come be his co-star in LA? It is possible that's going to happen. So is it also possible that come August, he'll go to Magic and say, you know what, it just didn't work out here. I need you to trade me to Houston or to Golden State even, depending on what Kevin Durant
Here's the
does.
thing. Let me tell you how since you like to use Hollywood. Look, when Steven Spielberg, when he called you up and do a film, guess what happened? It don't matter. You take that call. You know what I'm saying, Skip Bayless? When Michael Mann calls you, you take that call.
Unless you've signed a deal to do another movie, right?
It don't matter.
Oh.
If it's a lesser tier. Now maybe if it's
Well,
Ryan Coogler, you're like, well, hold on, I'm doing this thing with Ryan
Okay.
or Antoine
Then
Fuqua.
yeah,
I get that, Skip, but come
Okay,
on
but
now.
There are a bunch of other producers. If you sign their deal, they're going to take you right to court. They'll take Steven Spielberg to court.
Look,
Okay.
We
Okay.
Spielberg.
Contracts.
Well, it's called the contract.
Contracts. Hold on. So I'm glad you said contract. So as long as the player signs the contract and the team trades him, that's okay. Somebody got to be in charge. But if the player signed that same
but
contract,
the contract is going to protect you to get paid exactly what that contract says, wherever it is.
Okay.
It could be in Toronto.
Oh, yeah.
And so what are we seeing now? We're seeing Kyrie force his way out of Cleveland, demanding a trade.
Got
We
no
saw
problem.
number 2 down in San Antonio flat out quit on the Spurs and say,
No, he didn't
get
quit.
me out of
He
here.
didn't quit, Skip.
Get me out
He
of
was
here.
nicked. He had a thigh bruise.
Yeah, thigh bruise. Ooh,
Yeah.
boy, it's a tough
Those-
injury.
What they call
it's
it?
a lingering injury.
What they quad.
Contusion.
That's
what I call it, a contusion.
It had a
I know, but
medical
I'm not going to
term.
let you use it because it's a bunch of
No, what is it, Skip? I
It's a
forget the
bunch of
name of it.
baloney.
You know
I
it's the
don't
truth.
know.
I think Dr. Andrews looked at it.
Tendinosis.
Yeah,
Tendinosis,
I think
right?
Dr. Andrews looked at him and said that.
Okay, he didn't say that. And we also saw Jimmy Butler not only force his way out of Chicago, but out of Minnesota. Right? Okay, so that's the new way of the world. But I'm going to ask LeBron, being a prospective future owner in this league, what does he want in the end? Does he want, how about 8 super teams, 4 on each side, 4 in each conference, loaded with stars, and no salary cap, right? Is that what you want?
This notion that these super teams just sprang up, it's always been like this. It was the Lakers and the Celtics in the 80s. They won 8 of the 10 titles.
But the players didn't choose to unite.
You see what I said, Jimmy? As long as the team put them together, that's okay. But
I'm just telling you, somebody has to be in charge, or you can't even have a league to start with. And what does LeBron threaten to do 3-4 years ago? He and Chris Paul were talking about, let's just go start our own league. You want to talk about headaches, running your own show? There's a bunch of headaches that go with it. It is hard.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot easier said than done. And Tiger was talking about forming his own golf tour and all that kind of, that sounds good.
Okay, it sounds good. But in reality and execution, it is hard.
Look, I want to, Skip, I've really never been a guy that wanted to have a business. I mean, I would like, Oprah was making all the money she was making. She said, but you know what, I want to be my own boss. I want my own network. Okay, no,
She did it.
Yeah, she did.
She can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, when think about it. You got your own channel. I didn't have to be about the Shannon.
Trust me, there's a lot of headaches that you don't know about.
What about the Shannon Network? What you think What you think my programming
I
gonna
think
look
you
like?
should do it.
What my programming gonna look like, Skip?
You could do the 24-hour Unk channel.
24 hours.
Boy, I have a good old channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could be on TV for 24 hours, and you would love that.
No, that's too much, Skip.
Yeah, no.
Could we be on the channel?
No.
Be on that.
No,
thanks.
it's a solo show.
No.
Solo.
No.
24/7.
I see this how I am, Skip Bayless. I get a channel. You gonna be my first hire. Like Giannis when Steph Curry picked him last year.
I can sweep. I can turn out lights. I can do lots
do
of
it all.
things. Yeah. That'd be a first hire. Yeah.
See, I got a feeling he gonna, he ain't gonna want to do no work. He gonna want to come in, Well, Shannon, I just want to work on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm gonna need like 6 weeks vacation.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, I doubt that. Neither of you guys take any time off. But before we end on this one, keep in mind Barnes going to the Kings. They're in 9th in the West, so that is going to affect LeBron a little bit there.
They don't affect LeBron. You got no effect on Bron.
Well,
Don't nothing affect Bron.
Changes it a little bit more.
The Clippers eliminated themselves, and then the Kings reinstated themselves.
When it's all said and done,
Yeah.
LeBron gonna huddle them up. Say,
Yeah.
look at guys, let's go and make this push. I ain't gonna put my hands on you.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna need y'all to play like you supposed to play.
And Lonzo's going to
worried
look
about
at
it.
Kuzma, and Kuzma's going to look at Ingram, and they're going to say, nah, we're out.
Let's get through that.
Oh, you out?
deadline first.
Yeah, we're out.
Let's see.
Yeah.
They got to face
Oh, you
Boston
out?
tonight,
You wanted to
too.
ship us out?
Yeah, okay,
Bron?
Skip, you gotta put that aside. You gotta put that aside.
Okay.
Skip, take it to him, a guy that was almost traded twice. And when Mike tried to trade me after the '95 season, I walk into his office in OTAs in '96, Skip. Man, you know what I told him, Skip?
No.
I said, Mike, I ain't mad at you. I said, I'm upset that you thought you can make the team better without me.
Yeah.
But I'm the baddest tight end in their league, and I'm gonna show you.
But did any rival fans chant, Mike wants to trade you?
Yeah, that'd be
They
a
didn't
horrible
know.
feeling.
They didn't know.
Oh.
They didn't know.
Okay, we're switching gears. Thank you for the storytelling, Shannon. Is everyone underrating Skip Sky, Baker Mayfield? Don't worry, Skip.
75.
I am with
Here we
you
go
on this.
again.
I don't know about him.
go
We'll
again.
discuss next.
Skip, I was 200.
No mercy.
Saquon Barkley had a better rookie season than Baker Mayfield. According to Pro Football Focus, they ranked their top 101 players this season and put Saquon 27th, while Baker was ranked 75th. This season, Saquon became the third rookie running back in NFL history with over 2,000 yards from scrimmage. He was also named AP Offensive Rookie of the Year over Baker last weekend.
Yeah.
So, Shannon, do you agree with these rankings?
Yeah, everybody agree with it, don't they, Skip?
Everyone.
Everybody agree with it,
That
Skip.
tone means you don't.
Everybody agree with it, don't they, Skip?
Yeah, that
Oh,
tone is
the
telling.
fans and the Pepsi said Saquon Rookie of the Year. The 50 men and women that write for the AP and the voters said Saquon. And Pro Football, now, Skip Bayless told me like a month ago, Pro Football Focus, there's a lot of guys that used to run teams and quarterback, and all they do is watch tape.
You're not gonna forget that.
They watch more tape than old Shannon Sharpe. I said, for real, Skip, they watch more
They
tape
do.
than me.
Yes, they
Yes,
do.
oh, that's what they said.
Shay Sharp just watched TV with no sound.
Not the same.
The third rookie. I mean, let that sink in, Skip. The third rookie to run for had to have 2,000 scrimmage yards. Eric Dixon, Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James has been up twice on the Hall of Fame ballot.
So wait, you're just shooing Saquon right into the Hall of Fame? Well, that's what you just said.
He's on elite level status.
Oh.
Eric Dixon in the Hall of Fame. I believe one day Edgerrin James will make it. So Saquon is well on their way. Now, I'm not going to say, but after his rookie year, he did something like they did. Rookie of the year.
Well, let's just enshrine him.
Oh,
This-
look,
how about
why
in
you do-
August? You can do an early ballot.
Skip,
You
why
can-
did-
right? You
why
can
you-
sponsor him. How about it?
The question is, Saquon Barkley is a top 5 running back. Do you feel comfortable saying, Skip, that Baker Mayfield is a top 5 quarterback? What about you, Jenny? He top 5?
He's getting there.
I don't know. I ain't him to do. Well, when he get there, they'll rate him high, right, higher than what he is. Skip, look, I get, and I get. I know you're upset that Baker wasn't higher or he wasn't in front of Saquon, and he set a rookie record for touchdown passes. But you know, it's easier to throw touchdowns. Not that it's easy, but it's easier to throw than in the 80s, than when the 90s, when the rules were set up that you could do whatever you wanted to the receiver and you can do whatever you wanted to the quarterback. It's different now. And the running back position, they devalue it. They don't run the football as much. And plus, that offensive line that Saquon was running behind, if you add up the yards that he had to dodge the guy out of the backfield, he probably had 2,000 yards rushing. Because the offensive line, the offensive line was terrible, right? So, Skip, I got no problem with this. Maybe he shouldn't have been 75th, but he definitely, well, by any metric, should not been ahead of one Saquon Barkley.
Really?
Really?
Interesting. So everybody knows how I feel about these kind of rankings. The quarterback position is so much more valuable than the running back position. You can find running backs.
They ain't say
You can
value.
find,
They say
okay?
better.
I'm just talking about how you performed. It's just it's on such a higher level, the way Baker performed from the way Saquon performed, that it's ludicrous that he would be 75th to 27th. It's like 50 spots between them.
48.
Okay, well, it's 50 to me. It feels like 50 and it feels wrong. And ironically and counterintuitively, Pro Football Focus ranked Baker's season as the 9th best quarterback season in all of football. Aha, that's what they said.
Where's Saquon's
9th best.
season for running
Would
back?
you believe that Pro Football Focus selected Baker Mayfield as the Offensive Rookie of the Year and graded him the second highest rookie ever since they've been in existence to Russell Wilson? And they make the point that Russell Wilson benefited from more of a run-based offense as a rookie, where they were keeping him out of harm's way, while Baker, the whole offense was built around his arm and his legs.
It was built for,
Okay.
what you call him, Tyrod.
Oh, for Tyrod.
He
okay.
took it over.
Yeah, I don't think he did. So Baker Mayfield did take it over in the Jets game, and if I count that game, he went 7-7, which is pretty great considering what they were up against. And he had some showcase performances,
He did. I'll
such
give you
against
that. He
Baltimore
did.
at
He did.
home. That was big time. And
Baltimore on the road was big time.
would you believe that his 39, what they call big time throws, down the field
Yes.
throws, that ranked third most in the NFL last year? And even though he had 14 interceptions to his 27 touchdowns, that Pro Football Focus has him only 15 turnover-worthy plays the whole year. Only 15. 14 resulted in interceptions.
Yeah.
But their point was, he's not, what did I tell you? Careful gambler. Didn't I tell you that coming out of Oklahoma? I told you that,
And what
right?
did I tell you, Saquon?
Yeah.
A generational back.
He is not a generational
Yes, he
back.
is.
He is icing on your cake. He is not the cake. And the stats screamed he was icing last year because he wound, let's do his rush yards. 1,307 rush yards.
Nice.
If I just take away the longest run each game.
No, you can't do that.
Well, yes, I can. I can do this. The longest run, I just subtracted each game. That reduces his rush total to 783. So he goes from 5 yards a carry to 3.2 yards a carry. And I can go game by game. The early game against Jacksonville. Wait a second. Against Jacksonville, he had a 68-yard run. If you take that away, he was 17 plays for 30, 17 carries for 38.
That's what he brings you.
17 for 38. Cannot run it consistently between the tackles because he's a 2-yard a carry rusher between the tackles.
But that's what, hold on, Skip. So if you're going to do that, can we take one touchdown per game away from Baker Mayfield?
Yeah, and it wouldn't hurt him much.
Yes, it would.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
No.
So instead of throwing for 3 in a game, he throws for 2, Jenny. Instead of throwing for 2, he threw for 1.
Okay,
Instead
but
of
a
throwing for
running back is what he's your bell cow. You want to be able to establish the run.
And he did
You
it.
cannot establish the run with Saquon. Icing on cake, not the cake.
Catching the ball out the
He
backfield.
can catch the ball.
He's the best back in the NFC East.
So
Would you agree to that?
you best back in the NFC?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Did you
Why would I
forget
keep-
about the Dallas Cowboys? Did you forget?
I've been forgot about that.
I'll take Ezekiel 100 Sundays out of 100 over this guy.
Where you taking him to?
I'm taking him to the house.
That's
what I'm taking.
Because my guy got big play potential. You tell me your guy look like he gained a little weight. He can't break off long runs.
Sledgehammer.
No.
Sledgehammer. I'll take him any day. I can win a championship with my guy. You can't win a championship with your
When
guy.
that gonna happen?
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in free agency.
We already
We'll see
got
what
2
happens.
cases, but
I
y'all
know,
let
and
me-
it may
y'all
be
let
up
me-
to 12 by September 1st next year because you're in huge trouble.
You in trouble.
Yeah, you're just trying to bank on history. History says every other year they miss the playoffs. History can be wrong.
I'm banking on Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
Oh, you think, Kellen Moore, he's about to change? Look here. Kellen Moore, Mary Tyler Moore, I don't care. You not going to the playoffs. Bank that.
Give him
Kellen
a
Moore
shot.
equals
Kellen Moore-
Sean McVay.
Stop it. You know what Skip is. See,
I hope it's not Sean McVay in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what,
but,
Skip, why you do that?
Yeah.
See, instead of saying, like, you know what? Maybe he can turn into Sean McVay, or maybe he can be a very. You just go all the way to the upper end. You don't even know how to do anything in moderation, do you?
Saquon, or Quads, as Baker calls him, because he's
love
got the
that.
big thighs.
We can
right?
call him Quan.
Quad, yeah.
Call him Quan.
Quan, okay, he can be Quan, he can be whatever you want to call him. I'm calling him 5'11", and I'm not talking about his height. I'm talking about his record. He went 5-11.
No.
last
I
year.
put that on
He
Eli.
changed life.
I put that on Eli.
He changed
I
life.
put that
in
on
New York.
Eli.
Yep.
You say the quarterback is the most important position. He's more valuable. I put that on Eli. Ola.
Really?
Yep.
He's a lie now?
No, what they call him around the corner. They call him Ola.
Really?
Yeah. So I put that on the most valuable player, the most important player.
So would you rather have the 9th overall rated quarterback or the icing on a cake?
I'd rather have a rookie.
I think I'd take a quarterback.
I'd rather
right?
have a rookie of the year, Jenny.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Jenny.
Really?
I'd rather have a rookie of the year.
What
That's
did I tell
got.
you going in? I said Baker should be the first overall pick. Did he not back me up
Yeah,
on that?
and I say
Yeah.
Saquon should be the first back, and he gonna be rookie of the year. Did he not back me up? Quan ain't gonna make me out to be no liar. Now next year, I might say he might run for 1,800.
Yeah.
Now you keep. How about that, dude? I'm gonna do you this right here. I'm gonna put a case of doing this right here, right now, right here, right now. Saquon have more rush yards
Somebody
than Zeke.
needs to save you from yourself.
Saquon will have more rush yards than Zeke.
More rush yards?
Rushing yards.
Done. Now. Now. How
Right
many?
now?
6 cases?
We got a case.
One?
One case.
Oh, well, let's do at least 2.
No. We already got 3
Okay,
cases.
I got
Just
it.
three.
I'm good.
Winning over here, so he
3
can't
cases.
go in too
Just
hard.
3 cases. We got
Why
3
do you
cases
do
right there.
this to yourself?
We got it. Don't
Done.
worry about this. Don't worry about this.
Done.
Don't worry about this.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry about it. All them big old long touchdown runs, 68, 70, 80. When's Zeke gonna break off one of them, Skip?
You know what? Diet Mountain Dew is the breakfast of champions.
Too bad you won't get none in 2019.
Oh, in 2019.
No.
I'm already up
Can we not go there
4
yet?
in
Yeah.
2019.
Well, no,
Right?
in 2020.
Oh,
Because when I pay this off,
we're going.
when I pay this off in 2020, you ain't getting it. You ain't getting it. I'm gonna be up. Saquon, Rookie of the Year.
Lord have
The best
mercy.
part about this, when you said his nickname Quads,
Yeah.
so did you hear about their bet? Baker now
Yeah,
has
I
to
know.
buy him a custom chain with quads on it.
Custom.
Yeah.
I love that.
Why you
well,
do
they're
this, Skip?
close. The two are close.
Why don't you save Baker from himself?
You know what? Baker needs this because he's another chip on shoulder
It
guy.
is.
Yeah,
He
this
said
will
he'll
be
use it as motivation. It's something that's going to drive him.
What are going to drive
Good luck.
Oquan?
The two are close.
He want to
so.
show that he ain't a flash in the pan.
I
So
like
he
it.
come back with 1,800 yard
I
rush.
already missed.
He's mostly flash, is what he
No,
is.
No.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he fast. That's right. Boom, gone, touchdown.
Got a couple hours before the NBA trade deadline. Is there any chance Anthony Davis gets traded today?
Yes.
Chris Broussard, he's going to answer our questions next.
I ain't feeling good about it.
No mercy.
Trade deadline is about 4 hours away, and Anthony Davis is still not a Laker. Woj reports there were no talks between the Pelicans and Lakers yesterday, and LA is, quote, running low on hope that the Pelicans will engage them before the deadline. LA's last offer reportedly included Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, and some other assets. So we're joined by FS1 NBA analyst Chris Broussard. And Chris, you were with us yesterday. You said 0 chance that this actually happens.
Yep.
Has
Less.
anything shifted? Are you still at 0?
I hate to rain on the parade
There's
here,
no
but look,
parade. There's no parade to rain on, I don't think.
Less than 0?
I have a better chance of playing for the Lakers this season than Anthony Davis.
Are you?
And I have no chance, obviously. No, the only hope, and I think it's 0 or less, okay? But the only hope for the Lakers to get something done is if they get a 3rd or 4th team in the deal that can send some type of franchise player to New Orleans. And again, I don't think this is happening, but say a Damian Lillard. You know, you could get Portland involved and Damian Lillard goes to New Orleans, something like that, then you could get it done. But short of that, and that's not happening, it's not happening. I know, Skip, you said yesterday, LeBron's the most powerful man in the NBA.
Yes.
If not sports, he can make it happen. He can get on the horn with Adam Silver. Think about that. That would be the league manipulating things to make LeBron be in contention. That's a step below fixing games, you know? I mean, Adam Silver,
really.
if he did something like that, he should be fired.
No,
you know,
it's
because
like just greasing the skids, helping it happen.
But remember who Adam Silver works for? The owners. And talking to some people around the league, I haven't talked to everybody, but some people said there's resentment toward LeBron and Magic
I'm sure.
around the league because they feel like they can roll in because of who they are, such great players, that we can do whatever we want.
Right.
And you guys know, look, when you're a great player, you can have influence with other players like LeBron does. But you don't have influence when it comes to front offices. Maybe your own front office, but not. Ask Michael Jordan. He's better than both of these dudes. And he hasn't been, and he gets him. He's not an owner that steps away. He gets involved in stuff, and he hasn't been able to manipulate other front offices to make them help him out. This is not happening. There's no way.
But Magic and LeBron ain't put a gun to AD head and say, go tell Dale Demps you
Well, you know what? When AD, if it's next season and AD can become a free agent in a few months, it's different. AD got a whole year and a half left. And again, from a basketball standpoint, I would wait to see what Boston offers. Maybe it's better, maybe it's not. See what the Knicks offer if they get a top 1 or 2 pick. Maybe I want that. And if not, I can get this Lakers deal.
So you
and I'm gonna say this too. If you're New Orleans, I think this is almost a last resort. But also on the table for them has to be, maybe we start the season. If Boston doesn't blow us away with an offer, maybe we start the season with AD. He can't go anywhere. It gives me more time to analyze these Lakers pieces. And maybe LeBron gets hurt again. Or maybe he really starts to show signs of being in his 17th season and AD no longer wants to go there. I mean, I've got too much time left with him under contract to be rushed into a deal right now.
You do know that he gave you far enough advance so you could get something. The later you go, when teams know he's not re-signing with you, why am I going to give you anything?
Why did Oklahoma give up Victor Oladipo, who's become an all-star, for Paul George? When nobody thought he would stay in Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City is the worst city in the. I hate to say it that way, but it's like
it's a small market.
It's a small market.
It's not the smallest,
and it's certainly not.
It's third smallest.
It's a small market. It's certainly not Los Angeles, where George is from.
Believe it or not,
they had no reason to think he'd stay.
Smallest market, I believe, TV market is New Orleans.
It's New Orleans.
Let me ask you a question. Is Rich Paul George's agent?
No, but what's that mean?
Okay.
That's a fair point.
Okay.
That means clout. That's what that
He's
means.
got clout, but I mean, Rich isn't the first person to do this. Melo did it with Leon Rose. Chris Paul did it with Leon Rose. Dwight Howard did it with Dan Fagan. Agents have done this. Rich not the first one to do
Okay,
this.
so Chris, bottom line to you, you're saying on pride and principle, Dell Demps is going to say no way.
That's what
I think
Chris
that's
said.
part of it. No,
That's all of it.
No, I gave you basketball reasons. Let's break it down. These Lakers that he's offering were a 35-win team with Julius Randle. Okay,
they're
without
just
LeBron.
kids.
They're
They're like 18
They're
and 19
6 and
years old.
12 this year without LeBron. What makes me think they're gonna be so much better in New Orleans?
What are y'all without Anthony Davis?
That doesn't make sense.
You make it sense.
I don't want the Lakers garbage.
And Anthony Davis don't want to be with you.
Fine.
Chris, you just wrote off Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, Brandon Ingram, and Big Zoo as garbage?
Garbage is too strong.
Garbage?
They're pretty good players. I got
think
pretty
they could
good
all
players.
turn into very
I
good.
have Nikola Mirotic. I have Drew
Stay
Holiday.
hurt.
I have
Stay
Julius
hurt.
Randle. I have pretty good players.
You do. And
Your
if
first
you,
two guys stay hurt.
If these dudes are so good, then why are the Lakers just willing to give all
Because
of them up?
we got a generational player.
But I'm giving up my whole roster.
I don't care. For a generational, none of these
You know
guys.
what? Get that generational player this summer or in 2020.
No, we're going to get him. We want him now. But we're going to have to wait.
You
till
know,
summer.
you know.
know we-
Look, I'm like y'all. I would love to see AD here with LeBron. It would make the league more exciting. I'm just bringing the facts. I'm bringing the
That ain't happening.
truth.
I agree. That's not going to happen. But Dale Demps will pull a sucker move on us. He wouldn't even return our calls.
And that's not. I've read reports that they have had conversations. Do you think Dell Demps has spoken to Magic Johnson?
Oh, yeah. They
Yes.
spoke, and I think he did it out of respect
Hey,
for
Magic, how you doing?
But-
Yeah, I ain't trade you AD. Yeah, you good? Yeah, man. Okay, bye.
And I don't think it's about the 4 first-round picks. I think
That's an ESPN
they could
report.
offer. Yeah, I think Dell Demps said that, but I think they could offer 20 first-round picks, and it's
Okay,
pride
why
and
didn't he
principles.
just say no from the start? Publicly, I am not trading Anthony Davis right now.
Well,
why
Alvin
didn't
Gentry said it.
he? Okay. Well, he did.
I don't know. You're right. That's a point, but this is not happening.
And
There's
Skip,
no
you
way.
mentioned it. They talking about sitting the guy for the rest of the year and not letting him play.
That's just.
Yeah, I think they'll
just
let him
such
play, but-
Negative publicity. It's such an
But
eyesore
look,
for that
if
franchise.
I have to look at, I have no problem with AD doing this because LeBron, I think, made a good point. The team can ship out Harrison Barnes, then players should be able to control their destiny too, and that's what LeBron has showed other players they can do. But there's always two sides to the story. And if I'm in the other shoes, if I'm Dell Demps and the Pelicans, I'm thinking, dude, this has ruined our franchise. We have a fan base to cater to. We have to sell hope, and now you want out. I get it that Rich and AD, and there's truth to it. We gave you notice. We gave you a chance to get ready for this. We didn't shock you this summer. I get that, but I also get the Pelicans being a little resentful and
Okay,
upset.
here's my point. It's not like LeBron is trying to steal Anthony Davis. This package, to me, is sensational, especially if you're right that there are a couple of ones on top of it. And I know it's been reported that they do want that old Boston-Brooklyn model of 4 first-round picks from 2013.
Yeah, they still.
And you
Boston
want to talk
still
about what
reaping
was
benefits.
garbage, that was, what were they? Paul Pierce was 36, and Kevin Garnett was 37, and Jason Terry's 36. They were borderline garbage at that point, and Prokhorov bought a bunch of garbage for 4 first-round picks. Okay, that's outrageously wrong. That was a bad trade, obviously, for the Brooklyn Nets, and it took them until now. They're just starting to show signs of life, of rebound from that, right?
Right.
So, to me, this is by far the best offer they're going to get on the table for Anthony Davis, who will be, if you put him on the market as a rental, a 1-year rental in the summertime, there's no way Boston's going to come even close to this. This is, they have opened their store, like you said, Shannon. Just pick them. And,
What you want?
Yeah.
I get it.
Come here,
They
what you
have
want.
opened the store, but I'm just not impressed with the merchandise.
Man, I am.
I
I think
mean-
all these kids have star quality. I think Alonzo can turn into a star. Kuzma can be like a near star to me, and so can Brandon Ingram.
They look good around LeBron, but I think LeBron could go to virtually any team and get them to that 4th seed in the
remember,
West where
they're
they
still
were.
kids. They're in their 2nd year. Brandon's in his 3rd year, but Go put the tape in of that night at Oklahoma City and you say, well, it's the NBA. But go look at what you saw that night. Go look at what happened the next game at Houston. Lonzo turned his ankle, but he had 10 assists in 20 minutes in that game, and they should have won it. They should have closed the deal. So, again, as they start to grow up, and again, you like Luke, I don't. I think Luke has been a detriment, a disadvantage for those kids. I don't like how he coaches their kids. So to me, if they get out from under Luke, they're all going to flourish.
Look, I feel like I can get this Lakers deal minus the veterans this summer. Because again,
I'm not sure
LeBron, look, everybody thinks once this summer comes, the Pelicans lose their leverage. No. AD still has another year to go, and you know LeBron is not going to sit by. You think he wants to go in the next season with the same cast of characters that he knows we can't win a championship with? He's going to still be saying to Magic, get AD. Whatever it takes, get him.
There's
Just
an
like he is
immediacy
now.
to it. Yeah, they need it. He wants it now.
He wants it now. He's not going to want to wait till, 2021?
Right.
Or
Okay,
2020,
but right now,
21?
LeBron is risking giving up way too much, where you're going to cripple yourself for the rest of this year and maybe going into next year.
So do you think the AD deal is good for the Lakers? Like if Dell Demps would take all that they're offering, do you think that'd be good for the Lakers?
I actually think it's a better deal for the Pelicans. I do.
I wish AD would have made us think at the beginning of the summer. Put his feet to the fire.
He has so much time left. I mean, he's got a lot left now on his contract. He'd had tons left then. But you said, look, all while LeBron was hurt, you kept talking about how bad that supporting cast is. Now Dell Demps should jump at that?
That doesn't help.
But Harry,
I mean,
look at Jaylen Brown this year. Look at Terry Rozier. Are they the same players that they were last year?
Some of that is
Hey,
because
go to the top. Go to Jason Tatum. I'm not seeing that same.
some of
Jason
that
Tatum.
is because they're playing such a different style because of Kyrie.
So what style can they play?
They can play the style they played last year without Kyrie.
Aaron just gonna play that style? Because True Holiday, what True Holiday gonna do? He just gonna sit back and let Jason Tatum them just go?
Oh, Drew Holiday and Jason Tatum could play together.
Of course. But that's my
Drew
point.
Holiday doesn't have the ball in his hands all the time.
Couple more hours, guys. I mean,
I'm
couple more
telling
hours.
y'all.
I haven't lost hope.
I will be in a Lakers uniform this year. Before
I got
I'm not so
LeBron
sure we're going to
jersey
see that.
in my
No
dressing
offense to
room.
you, but I don't know if we're going to see that anytime soon. Chris, you're going to stick around because Kevin Durant, he went off on the media, and we want to get your opinion on everything he had to say. We'll discuss next.
No mercy.
Kevin Durant scored 23 points in the Warriors' blowout win last night, but everyone is talking about what happened after the game. KD can become a free agent at the end of the season, and recent articles in The Athletic and other places said he will leave Golden State for the Knicks. KD hasn't talked to the media since Kristaps Porzingis was traded last week, but he made it clear that his free agency was not a topic he wanted to discuss. Let's hear it.
So we've noticed that you hadn't talked for a while. Is it anything to do with anything on your mind, or has it just been coincidence that you haven't talked for some time?
Why do you care?
Because you usually talk.
Oh, well, I
And
don't
there's-
feel like talking the last couple of days.
It was anything in particular?
No, I just ain't feel like it.
Has anything to do with conversation about free agency?
Yeah, that's the conversation you're going to have. I don't think about that type of stuff. I have nothing to do with the Knicks. I don't know who traded Porzingis. They got nothing to do with me. I'm trying to play basketball. Y'all come here every day, ask me about free agency, ask my teammates, my coaches. You rile up the fans about it. Y'all, let us play basketball. That's all I'm saying. And now when I don't want to talk to y'all, it's a problem with me. Come on, man. Grow up. Grow up. Yeah, you grow up.
How are you playing? How's the team playing in the last couple weeks?
I'm done. You know you don't care about that.
I just asked you.
Yikes. Okay, the grow up part
That's the
always
Mike
gets
Dicker,
me.
Skip. You remember they asked Mike Dicker, Mike, why you so grumpy? Why you care?
It's a lot, but Chris Broussard's still with us. So, what do you make of these comments from KD?
Let me say this first of all. I get it from a human standpoint. When you are constantly being criticized, constantly being written about, positively, negatively, all that, constantly being psychoanalyzed, constantly being speculated about, and some of that speculation and psychoanalysis is wrong, is off. You know, I'm not saying Ethan Strauss was off, but just in general, some of it is off. It can get to you. I understand that as a human being. But what KD has to understand is whenever you are in a job in the public sphere, whether it's an athlete, an actor, an entertainer, a politician, you get screwed, you get criticized. You get criticized. I've gotten criticized. Like, that's part of the job.
Yeah.
Look at the most powerful man in the world, the president. Whether it was Trump, before him Obama, they are constantly being criticized, crushed in the media. That comes with the territory. And you get paid handsomely for it. Now, I know money doesn't solve all problems, but it's a nice consolation. And when KD says, I just want to play basketball, no, you don't. If you just want to go to the Y and don't get paid and just be one of these dudes running open gym all day. If that's
Rucker take him.
Right. You want to play basketball, you want to make the millions of dollars, you want to get all the perks and benefits and the fame and the women and the shoe deal and all that. All right, this comes with the territory. I get it. It's not fun as a human being, but I get it. It comes with the territory. And part of it for KD is knowing who you are. Like a Michael Jordan and a Tom Brady, clearly they thrive off the, Brady said it, Jordan used to do it, they thrive off the negative criticism and stuff in the press. Some guys are indifferent to it. Other people are so sensitive and their personality, they're a people pleaser, and when they see criticism, it gets in their head and they got all these voices in their head and can't do their job. I think LeBron realized that. When after they lost to Dallas, that's when he started going 0, dark 30, 23, is that what he calls it, during the playoffs. Off social media, I can't let all this stuff in my head, pay attention to it. If I were advising KD, if I was his agent, Rich Kleiman, his boys, whatever, KD, he needs to get off social media.
Right.
Yeah.
He needs to not read the papers.
That's impossible.
Right. I know he's a millennial, right?
Addicted.
He's addicted.
He need to go 0, 6 months.
Right.
0, dark
it's
6 months.
making him miserable.
Crazy, yeah.
And you have to know who you are. There are players that play for the Knicks, that play for the Jets and the Giants, that don't read the paper because they don't look at the back page because they know it'll mess with me. KD needs to get off of social media, and that's part of growing up is recognizing knowing who you are. I can't handle it.
Skip.
It messes with me. It's making me miserable.
Yeah.
I'm
Skip,
done.
you go ahead and go, but can you imagine him in New York?
Oh, I hadn't
he
even thought
shouldn't-
about that.
Look, if he goes there with a Kyrie
Wow.
or somebody else, he'll be okay because they'll be really good. KD, do not go to New York by yourself because you're not going to win a championship. You're not going to, probably won't even be an Eastern Conference finalist if you go by yourself, and they will destroy you.
Oh,
they will kill you.
I hadn't thought about
So no, don't. You're right, Shannon. Don't even think about going to New York if you can't handle it.
I've said for years, Kevin Durant is the thinnest skinned superstar I have ever observed in any sport. But I'm going to treat him now the way I treated Jordan and the way I now treat Tom Brady. I don't care what they did off the floor. I don't care about Brady's Giselle and Ugg boots and the Trump hat. I don't care about any of it. I just care about how you perform. Unless what you're doing off the field starts to interfere with what you do on the field, I don't care about it. I only know that Tom Brady is a cold-blooded killer in the clutch in Super Bowl after Super Bowl. He's done it 6 times with 6 game-winning drives in the fourth quarter overtime for 6 rings. Kevin Durant has impressed me greatly as a basketball player in the last 2 finals, where I thought his thin skin would break in the finals. I thought the first finals with Golden State, he was under intense national scrutiny. Everybody in the NBA world was waiting for him to fall flat on his face. And he took it over. And he made the shot of shots right in LeBron's face. And then he won back-to-back finals MVPs. Man, that really impressed me because I didn't see that coming. So to me, I told Shannon this earlier, I'm going to tell you this now. The more I watch that rant, it feels contrived. It feels a little premeditated to me because Kevin's always had this weird sort of identity crisis. Am I a good guy or a bad guy? And I think he likes being the bad guy. Remember they tried the shoe campaign for a while back in maybe 2013? Right. Kevin Durant is not nice. Remember that? Because he was coming across as too nice, right? So now he loves being the bad guy. And I think he just took this opportunity. He just seized the opportunity to go on a rant that felt a little over the top, like he was just waiting for the basketball question because he'd already rehearsed his mind. I'm going to drop the mic at that point. I'm going to walk off. And it just felt a little stagey to me because he thrives on this. He lives on social media because it's like his lifeblood. He needs people to
He
say
like-
you
You
can't.
think he really?
Because here's
he
the thing.
seems miserable though.
No, but
Tom Brady relishes. Yeah, I mean, you see Tom Brady's.
Yeah, he
Instagram
doesn't seem
post.
miserable.
He relishes it. Jordan relished it.
I think Kevin loves the validation that when they say KD, you better than LeBron, or KD, you this, KD, you that, it's the criticism. He's willing to accept the praise and adulation. It's the criticism. But you know when you're great at anything. Skip, even Michael Jordan faced criticism.
Right.
No matter how great you are, I mean, the best baseball, basketball, whomever it is, no matter what it is, you're going to face criticism. So if you're willing to accept the praise and the adulation, you got to be willing to take some criticism, because if you can't, if you only want to hear praise and adulation, it'll wreck you. It'll wreck you. And KD, at some point in time, it's a part of your job. I get it. You want to just do this, but I can assure you, if they're not asking Loney questions.
Right.
They're not asking Quinn Cook questions. If they weren't asking you questions, you're not got a shoe deal from Nike. You're not making $30 million. You don't have a $300 million shoe contract for Nike if those reporters are not asking you questions. There's a reason why. The guys that get the majority of the questions, those are the guys that make the big bucks. Those are the guys that have the shoe contract. They go hand in hand, KD. I know you understand that, and I know it gets frustrating. But everybody can't just pat you on the back and throw rose petals at you as you walk by.
And KD has to understand, like, he's all over the place with the media. You know, he was talking on podcasts every week. It seemed like he was on a different podcast. And then he went dark, right? 8 days, I think he didn't talk to the media. Right after the Knicks made the trade.
That's on
like
him.
he fed into it.
Just keep talking. Just keep talking, and maybe a week from now. I ain't got nothing to say for you. I ain't got nothing for you.
He
guys.
detonated this.
Yes.
He's the most accessible Golden
Right.
State Warrior, pre and post game.
Yeah.
He's the one who talks the most.
Yeah.
Then he drops out of sight right after the. What would you leap to?
What'd you think? That's why some people. I was talking to somebody today in the league that was like, they think this upset him too, because it's really what he wants to do.
Sure.
He does want to
Well,
go
of
to
course.
the Knicks, and he will be taught. He said Kyrie's one of his closest friends. You know, I know he knows AD. Like, who knows what could be in store with him and somebody else going to New York.
But he
doesn't want to ruin this season. That's the thing.
right.
But it's all because I can think how uncomfortable it must be to walk into that locker room with everybody thinking you're on your way out.
Well, I know
you're
what one
leaving.
thing.
Draymond's already
When you
said
walk
it.
into that locker room, I know what one of them thinking. I know what one of them thinking.
Draymond?
Yeah.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying.
He called you a garden tool, and I ain't talking about a rake. That's what he called it. It ain't got nothing to do with me. He said it to your face.
Right.
Now that's one thing. Well, I heard such and such said this about you. Man, you know, my grandma said, boy, it ain't what they say behind your back. It's what someone's willing to say to your face that will have the most the impact on you, Skip Bayless. The man, Skip, how you in the heat of competition? Man, I can't even imagine. I played 14 years. I played college ball. I played high school. I can't imagine a teammate. Now, maybe somebody else from the opposing team say that. You know, okay, I get it. You know, you say things. But a teammate gonna call me that to my face in the heat of ooh.
But you got some muscles KD don't have.
Yeah. I have to agree with
You
that,
got some muscles LeBron doesn't have because the same guy called him the
Skip,
Same word.
That's an opponent. I clarify that because I know you're going to go to that. I mean, an opponent saying that is one thing.
Yeah.
But a teammate, I got to have you. Yeah, I got to have you, Skip Bayless.
All right, Katie needs a social media manager. Let's just
Get
go
off
with that.
KD.
Just get off.
How
Give it
you
to
bored,
someone
KD?
else.
Off of
No,
it.
don't get off it, KD.
Get off of
Hit
it.
the farm, KD.
No,
Get
no
off
more.
it.
Send me
Chris, good to
a
have
million
you.
followers.
Appreciate it. So LaVar Ball is here. Safe to say we have plenty to talk to him
Yes, we
about
do.
Oh,
next.
my.
No mercy.
The NBA trade deadline is less than 4 hours away. Lonzo Ball's name has come up in a lot of the rumors, specifically going to New Orleans for Anthony Davis. Earlier this week, LaVar Ball told ESPN, quote, "I don't want Lonzo in New Orleans. Phoenix is the best fit for him, and I'm going to speak it into existence." And LaVar joins us now. All right, LaVar, welcome back to
speaks.
Undisputed.
Hey.
Hey,
Good to be
been
back
too
to see
long
you guys.
here.
Yes.
So as
we
I
go.
said, we got a couple hours before the trade deadline. What are the rumors? What are you hearing about the trade?
What am I hearing? I'm not hearing anything. I'm just saying, you know what? I told the Lakers a long time ago. If you trade my son, it'd be the worst thing you ever did. And I guarantee, they trade my son, they will never get a championship. Because what they're trying to do is be the one-hitter quitter. Trying to get all these players okay, thinking you're going to win a championship.
You trying to speak that in existence.
I'm just trying to tell you. They trying to do it like this where they getting all these players. They ain't the players, it's the coach. You don't have the coach, you out of luck. So you can get as many players as you want. If you don't have a system or you don't understand what you're getting ready to do, you're not going to win. I don't care. You can get everybody that's good.
So you're saying LeBron James without Lonzo cannot win a championship in Los Angeles?
LeBron James without Lonzo is not going to win a championship in LA. I guarantee that.
LaVar, you understand. I understand. Skip and I can criticize a coach or a player or blah, blah, blah. But we don't have a son currently on that team or currently playing. You understand how people look at that like, come on, LaVar.
You think I care how people look at me?
I know you don't care, but I'm saying.
I'm going to keep doing what I do. They can't do nothing about it.
No, it's not.
You know what? This situation about to get hot. I'm going to pass y'all out some water. Because this is big boiling water.
Okay, what's special about this water?
Well, I'm going to tell you something special that's better. You ain't going to never, ever see an African-American on the water, but that sure look like Lonzo Ball.
What's special about it? I don't care what's on it. What's in it? We're going to make it better.
Zero nitrates. You know what that means? That's the purest water you can get. Untouched by human hand. Come straight from the board right into the bottle.
This ain't come out your
This ain't
faucet?
no purification.
This ain't come out your faucet?
No, straight from Lithuania.
I was just going to say.
Underwater.
Lithuania.
It's imported water.
You were busy.
You drink this, I guarantee you, 20 more years.
Really?
Look how it tastes.
Wow.
It slid down your throat, you didn't know it was water.
That would it taste like water.
Will it make Shannon bigger? I want to know.
It'll make Shannon healthier. I don't think Shannon can get no bigger.
Yeah, I know.
No, I ain't trying to get no bigger.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get healthier.
Yeah.
Okay, back to our regularly
Yes, let's get
scheduled
it.
program here.
Yes.
The trade.
Yes.
Why did you go on record right away and say, I don't want my son in New Orleans?
Well, we don't want to live in the cold. And they already got a point guard over there. They already got some
They
things
don't
going
have
on.
a point guard.
Well,
Who?
I say they do.
But
They got a
Drew
couple
Holiday's
of guys,
a
but
two-guard.
Phoenix, we don't like living in the cold.
Okay.
My boys,
So-
we don't like living in the cold.
So is it
we-
about
we don't-
the city
you
of
mean
New
we?
Orleans?
You ain't going to be living. You say you going to stay in Chino.
We, as in my family, you know where I'm at right now? Cleveland.
It's cold.
Man, I was in the Arctic blast. You know what the Arctic blast is?
Yeah, I know about the vortex.
Well, God, I learned about it the other day. My eyeballs froze. I couldn't even open my eyes. But going like that, I'm not in that one-hitter quitter thing. I'm thinking of Phoenix like this. If you get Lonzo, get Jello, get Melo.
For Phoenix. Okay.
For Phoenix.
Okay.
For Phoenix, on the fact that I'm not trying to just go in there and play. I'm trying to build a dynasty.
Okay, so you're going to the worst team in the
The
West.
worst team. They can't do nothing but go up.
Okay.
But they got to listen and let's go play our way. My boys is winners, man.
Okay.
And like I said, the Lakers turn them into losers.
Okay, but remember, New Orleans at point guard's got Alfred Payton and Tim
Frazier.
Frazier and
Okay.
Frank Jackson. They
Those
got
are some point guards.
Huh?
Those are point guards over there.
But you
Okay,
believe your
but
son
I'm
better
saying
than them?
you can't compete
I
with
believe
those
my,
guys.
my son better than them.
Okay, well then show me.
But show you. I got to go there. I'm going to show you in Phoenix. The sun rises over there.
It does. Yeah. Your son would
My
rise
son
over
would
there.
take that thing. And here's the thing, you can't do it by yourself. That's why I'm in the building a dynasty where you bring my other two boys. They never worry about leaving. And just before things take off, how you beat the Lakers and you had a number 2 pick multiple times. And before something can jump off, and nobody's done anything.
Okay, so hypothetically,
Yes.
let's just do this. If
Okay.
your son goes with Kuzma and Ingram and Zubats and whatever to New Orleans,
Right.
That's a pretty good nucleus. Do you not trust those other kids to rise with your son? Would
Well,
that-
here's the thing. Those other kids are going to rise with my son. Whoever plays with my son is going to go up.
Okay.
The fact that Lonzo's not playing now, them players you thought was good ain't that good. It ain't like this is new. The same thing happening. How many players you hear about at UCLA right now? TJ leaves, EK, whatever. You don't hear about none of them guys because Lonzo's not there to make them look as good as they are. Brandon Ingram struggling, Hart struggling, Kuzma struggling. They all going to struggle if Lonzo ain't in the picture.
Is it possible that when you declared, I don't want my son down there in New Orleans, that you blew the trade up?
Well, if the trade blow up, oh well. I'm just letting you know
You
we don't
torpedoed
want to
the
be
trade.
there.
You torpedoed the trade on purpose.
Oh, no, why? If it's torpedo, you got a lot of players to choose from. My son ain't that good, that's what they say. So take them other guys and go and do your thing. But he must be a big part. And
Well,
like people say,
I think he was the part
this
to
is
start
normal where people say, you know what? Everybody gets traded and going their way, and you say the same thing. LaVar don't say nothing. He can't say nothing. I don't mean nothing. I can say what I want to put in other people's head to let them know. We don't want to be there. If I don't want to be there, don't take that guy. That's like having a girl, and you say, oh, she sure is pretty, but you can't make her love you. She says she want to go the other way. You can bring her over there, but
But
she
if it's an
don't.
arranged marriage in the Middle East, you can.
Who going to the Middle East?
It's a arranged marriage. They already over there.
See you over there messing. They get 4 or 5 women.
So if you hear coming up at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon here, that your son has been traded to New Orleans, what are you going to do about it?
What am I going to do about it? You got to go over there. But you can't make him play.
So would he sit?
I guess he going to do whatever he want to do, but you can't
Nah,
make
ain't know
him
what
do
he
nothing.
want to do. No, you over there talking. I ain't heard him say that. You talking.
You ain't going to hear nothing because he don't want to talk to you because he know how you are against me. So I tell him, don't
No,
don't talk to that boy. He negative on us.
No.
Skip, speak up.
Thank you.
No, ain't no.
Thank you.
You very negative.
No, you know.
I know you negative.
My problems with you,
See, there you go.
as being
Problems.
a parent
Here
and
we
having
go.
a son that's on a team
Hey.
and being hypercritical of said players and coach of that team. That ain't no negativity.
And what did your grandmama tell you?
Just because you can speak it doesn't mean you should. That's what she
if
told
I
me.
can speak it, I'm going. You know what? You listen to your grandmama a lot. But you ain't listen to your grandfather at all. I ain't never heard you say it.
I
from him.
talk about it.
Get on outside sometime, man. Still standing over there, sitting on the rocking chair with your grandma all the time.
No, LaVar. Now you know it. If you was a coach
Right.
and another parent's kid was on your roster and they criticizing your sons or they're criticizing you, you're not going to take kindly to that, LaVar, because you don't take kindly to criticism now.
Do you?
I understand.
Stop stuttering. Of course you don't.
As an athlete, you
No,
have
you don't
to.
take
LaVar,
no criticism.
LaVar.
You don't take no
LaVar,
criticism.
yes, I do.
No, you
As
don't.
being an athlete,
I've
come on, LaVar.
heard Skip criticize you many a times, and you still getting loud because you're mad.
No, LaVar, you
Slow
know
down.
it, LaVar.
Yes.
You played in the NFL.
Okay.
You know criticism comes along with being an athlete.
So why are we worried about this? If
I'm
I'm
talking about-
if I'm criticizing somebody,
I'm
why are
talking
we worried
about
about this? I'm going to criticize.
Why?
When things go bad, I always criticize. I don't sit there and just take it.
Hold on. But see, you keep saying it's Luke Walton. It's this one.
Tell me it ain't Luke Walton.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Tell me it ain't Luke Walton. No, I just want to hear you say that.
Okay.
Say it ain't Luke Walton.
I'm
I dare you to say that.
Hold on.
Because you know what's right.
Hold on, LaVar. You keep saying it's Luke Walton, it's this one and that one.
Right.
Does Lonzo bear any culpability in this?
No. You know
That's not
why?
the problem. Come on.
Here's the thing. Let Lonzo do what he do. Let him win.
That's not how a team works, LaVar.
Why don't it work
You don't
like
get
that?
to go on there and
It's
say,
been
well,
working like that for the last few years.
What y'all win? What they win at UCLA?
He went to the Sweet 16.
They don't hang banners for that at UCLA.
He won 30-something games.
They don't hang banners for that
He
at UCLA.
won 30-something games. He won 30. You know what I told him?
What?
I'm going to tell you what I'm telling him. I'm going to break it down. Lonzo don't have no excuses about nothing.
I know he does.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Son, go get that championship at UCLA. Go get it. He on his way to get it. He on his way to get it. Listen to me. He on his way to get it. But he can't get it.
Why?
You know why? Because somebody on our side texts Lonzo something to get him out his mind. And the text had to deal with his mom. You don't know what's going on. But he ain't going to say nothing because that's the way I bred him. So
Why
being
would
young,
somebody do that, though?
that's what I wondered. But I ain't going to go into that because I don't want the family thing to go upside down.
Right.
Which should have never been done because I was going to tell him. But it's texting there.
Oh, so that's how he found out.
He found out.
Okay.
If he thinking,
Yeah.
a regular kid thinking his mom's going to die the next day,
I know.
how you going to come back from that?
Right.
I told you
So
yesterday.
then I had to
that's-
go
that's
and
a legitimate-
redo things. I said, son, go do what you got to do.
Right.
I got her.
Right.
Let me, but my boys ain't like, oh man, I can't do it. They're not gonna do that. They're just gonna fly forward, and that's what caused them. But you don't put that out there like that. So now you played the game, but he's still young. Never had been in that situation. I said, son, do what you gonna do, man. Get your ass over there and play. But I got her. She's gonna be fine.
Right.
And you did not go.
Man, I didn't go to that
Memphis,
thing.
yeah.
No, I want to. You think I'm not gonna see my
No,
son?
I know.
But I have to do like this. Either
you
I
got
go
priority,
here,
right.
or I go here.
Right.
And it's
A game is important, but mama's way more important.
That's, yeah.
By the way, he took that team with TJ Leaf and they went to Kentucky and they beat them at
They
Kentucky.
beat them before, but when your mind ain't right,
Right.
and you're thinking about other things, there's no way you can perform like that.
What about
and that's the thing.
What about the unrealistic expectations?
What do you mean by the unreal? Here's the thing. Unrealistic expectations make us the big baller. How do you come into a league with your own brand? You know, anybody gonna say it's never been done before. Why? Because the expectation is so high, you're not even gonna approach that.
I heard something you said yesterday. You said Luke Walton has turned my son
Into a loser.
Hold on, Skip.
To a loser.
Okay. You can be on a team and lose but not be a loser. I'm a firm believer losing is a mindset.
Okay, you got it. He got a great mindset of losing, Luke Walton. Been losing for 3 years. Great mindset for losing.
Man, but look.
Now, you tell me this. You're
Okay.
talking about, okay, Lonzo is a winner. Go to Summer League, and I know you're going to say Summer League is just Summer League. But what's the difference between Summer League and the pros? On the fact that...
Because a lot of them guys...
The coach did a heck of a job. How does Lonzo get MVP without even playing the last game? Because the coach who's doing the Summer League, Lonzo, go and do what you do. Get these triple-doubles, have fun, do what you do.
But how many of those...
Winning, staying in the game, who cares? Hold on. He gonna get the championship because that's what he made for. And then when the season starts, you starting him, playing 4 or 5 minutes, pull him out no matter what, sit him down for 12 minutes.
I disagree with that.
Sit him down for 12 minutes.
No, he can't do that.
But when he played in that Phoenix game, when he's ball out of control, guess what? We ain't pulling him back and forth. Let him go.
That was his second
That was his second game that he loose. He's like, man, okay. But then you don't play him and start him in the fourth quarter. How do you think he's feeling about that? If he'd been playing the whole game his whole life,
Right.
His whole life he's been like this, let me go get these wins. And you don't believe in him like that? Man, come on, man. Now I'm just gonna go to work and do what you want me to do and just whatever.
No, you can't have that attitude.
And here's the mindset to give him. Oh, Lonzo does everything so good. You don't need to score to win. So now you tell him that. So now he's just going to the hole. You say, okay, basically you tell him, no, you ain't got to worry about scoring, just do the other things. So he's doing everything else. I tell him, no, you need to score to win.
Yeah.
You need to be the player that you've always been, son.
You got to be a threat.
You got to be a threat. But now you say he don't have to score, but now you want him to make free throws. Now you want him to make three-pointers. How about you tell him go out there and do what you normally do, and we don't have no problem? Because he's been scoring all his life. And people tell me about the jump shot and all this. Would you rather have a guy who has a perfect form in the jump shot and can't make a dang bucket? Or you want a guy with a raggedy shot, as raggedy as hell, but always makes the game winner?
Well, something you also said, LaVar, you called some of his young core raggedy as well. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. We're going to take a quick break.
Okay, go ahead.
Gather your thoughts.
pay the bill
We'll be
right.
back. This conversation far from over.
And that water good, because you keep sipping it. I got to sip it too, man. I got to sip it too, girl. I've been thirsty.
No mercy.
Welcome back to Undisputed. LaVar Ball still with us, and we have lots more to get to.
We do. So I have said many, many times on this show, I don't like the way Luke Walton has handled your son. Starts him, plays him 4 or 5 minutes, yanks him, sits him for a whole quarter. I don't get it. Can you explain, or can Lonzo explain through you, the psychology of this? What is operating in Luke's head? What's his attitude toward
I don't know what his attitude toward Lonzo is. I don't know if it's a jealousy factor or old school where they say you got to go through the veterans.
Correct.
Everything has changed. This is all different. Like back in the day, you're gonna have a backcourt, but it ain't gonna be no $300 million backcourt, which is everything is today. Look, you got C.J. McCollum and Lillard.
Yeah.
You got Kawhi and the kid from Toronto, Lowry. That's $300 million invested in a team now. So
Russ and Paul George.
Yeah, exactly. So things are different now. So you can't go on that. Oh, you got to learn from a vet. You got to get under a wing. You got to do this.
Why didn't Magic intervene?
That's what I'm saying. Because Magic, I think, is from my point of view now, listening to him talking and stuff like that, he's just the face. I don't think his say-so is like his say-so is.
Really?
I know it's not, because he told me some things that I thought that should have been done. That's nothing.
Well, then who is in charge?
I'm trying to figure out who's in charge. That's why the system is crumbling down for, I don't know what's going on over there.
Is Jeannie in charge, Jeannie Buss?
Hey, she just said some stuff that she said she's the one who told Magic to get Lonzo. So, hey, who gonna say that? If she said that, she's throwing him under the bus. Like, you ain't the one, if Magic wanted Fox, why you didn't get Fox? Unless somebody above you said, hey, don't get Fox. I think I like this guy a little better. Then what are you there for?
I don't know.
Okay, what is your biggest issue with Luke Walton?
What's my biggest issue with Luke Walton is the way he plays my son. It's not nothing new. That's my thing.
Did you talk to Luke about it at all?
I never talked to Luke. How? I'm gonna talk to Rob or Magic. I ain't gonna talk to Luke. He's
he the coach. That's who you should be talking to. You say Magic ain't got no control. Why you talking to Magic?
Okay, I can talk to Magic and Rob, because guess what? If the game is going on, the head coach is down there.
Right.
We in the back room. When am I ever gonna talk to him? I'm gonna go to practice and be like, Luke, let me talk to you for a minute.
Call him out.
I ain't gonna waste my time going to practice.
Okay, well, how about this?
Excuse me, Luke. I know you're finna run practice, but can I talk to you for a minute?
How about this?
No.
You was quiet the whole.
Who was quiet? Do you know where I was at? I got a blue book. You know what a little blue book is?
Yeah.
Allows you to go overseas.
Okay,
I'm over in Russia, London, Belgium.
Okay, they got microphones
everywhere.
And TV over there. We heard nothing. Not allowed.
I ain't heard you over there. They can't even get the station in over there. I said, excuse me, can you give me Skip? Can you give me Skip?
I'm worldwide.
They say worldwide, man. I said, we're skipping. I said, can y'all get Shannon on here at least one time so I can hear something?
Yeah.
I ain't heard a word from you, man.
He's regional.
Okay, what's
You
going
regional. You regional, we global. Let's go.
What's going on now?
What's going on now is I'm over here. I'm not. I took the JBA over there and whooped up on all them European teams. I told them they were trying to beat me too, because I told them, I said, your engine gonna tap out at 120 and we go to 140. You'll never beat us. You know how many times they had to take a picture with me after losing? They didn't want to take that picture. But if you don't change the engine in that car, you ain't gonna never win. So I keep going. I outrun them. I said, you guys can't catch me. We too fast. And they said, oh no. I said, the system that I got in place, very successful. On the AAU scene, on the high school scene, at UCLA scene. If you listen to me, you're gonna win. But the hard part is, why we gotta listen to him? If you wanna win, you listen, because I tell you how to win. My system is foolproof. Very successful.
Is Luke gonna get fired anytime soon, as far
Luke's
as you know?
gonna get fired soon. Anytime some players wanna whoop your ass, you got to get up out of there. And they talk about, we'll talk it out. I don't know if them the right people to talk it out with.
But hold on. It's reported it was JaVale and Beasley. Come on now. Look, maybe if it's Brandon Ingram or Kuzma or maybe a KCP, okay, I can get that.
They might want to do it, but they not bold like them other ones.
But I'm saying, you done been on 10 teams, you done been on 11 teams. You're not in no position to talk about your playing time or something going on that you don't like.
Well, you can talk about that if somebody come at you and call you selfish. And you
Is
get
it
selfish. True? The way they looking at it is like, how can I be selfish? I'm only out there for 10 minutes.
Well, you can be selfish in 10 minutes.
You can be selfish in 10 minutes?
Yeah, you can.
I don't know.
Ball hogging.
How you gonna ball? If you only get in 10 minutes, the ball ain't coming to you till it get to you. It ain't like you just coming down and be like, pass the ball to him.
So, LaVar, would it be best for Lonzo to be traded?
Here's the thing. It'd be best for Lonzo to be traded or get a new coach. You want a new coach? Guess who it is? You looking for coaches, and Brian Shaw right there on the back. Right
Shaw,
there.
you endorse Brian Shaw.
Right on the bench, know everybody already. I watched him coach a game after he went out the game.
He did.
And he
really
did a heck of a job.
I agree with that.
So, but most of the guys who's usually the best coach after the head coach got to go is the guy that's being quiet as the assistant coach. You can do the same thing with Black. Tyrone Lue knew all the right things to do.
He did.
But he's not going to tell this guy who's the head coach. Why would I tell you all the answers to the test? I'll wait till they get ready and then I'll go do my thing.
Does Lonzo get along with Brian?
You know he gets along with Brian.
Yeah.
Brian can look and be like, you know what? The ball going in Lonzo's hand. I want you other guys, sprint down the other way. Don't put your hand back talking about, hey, I'm going to dribble up this time. We're going to set the offense. Lonzo does best flying up and down the court. But if you got four people back here like this, you take away that long pass that you might see it once or twice. He can do it 10, 15 times a game if you run.
Okay, I get it. And I've said this. He does a great job running the offense, getting the ball off the rim or the other rim and sprinting up court. But what happens in the half court set? At some point, you got to run a half court set too, Lonzo. LaVar.
Why?
Because you do. You can't run every play. Stop now, LaVar.
Stop it. You watch any of the JBA teams, anytime my boys play, we fast break every single time.
The Showtime Lakers did not run every single play.
Are you out your mind? You look and see what they did. You go back in the day and tell me how many half-court times they did it.
Because
you know why? You know why they did it? Up 20 and Kareem. Get on down and give me a skyhook.
There have been times.
Give me a skyhook.
Exactly.
Pat Riley.
They dump it down to the
How many times?
And come on, LaVar.
How many times?
A bunch of times.
You got to be crazy. You need to go back and watch that thing.
I watched the Lakers.
You ain't watched the Lakers.
I watched the Lakers.
You might have glanced at them, but you didn't watch them.
I watched the Lakers.
You didn't watch them like you were supposed to.
Yeah, I watched them.
Hey, tell me that Worthy ain't going to run 100 miles an hour. Byron Scott ain't going to run 100 miles an hour. And all those other guys. That was just straight run. That's why they call it showtime. They didn't call it halftime.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Call it showtime.
But they didn't run every single possession.
Okay, well, out of 100 possessions, they ran 90.
70.
Okay, that's a lot, ain't it?
Okay, but
70%? That's a lot, ain't it?
But you still got to run the half-court set.
Why? What's the half-court set?
When they get back in transition defense. You heard of transition defense?
Not when I throw the ball.
You know what Lonzo's half-court offense is? nonchalant dribble, half-hearted pass off to the wing. He goes and stands
in the corner. What kind of game? What if a guy who makes everybody better? Why do you put him in the corner?
Where you gonna put him at?
What
Tell me what you want him to do in the half court set. How would you have him if the half court
Put him
set?
at the top, screen and roll. Very simple. Let him throw you the ball. When he throws you the ball, guess what? Don't dribble. Shoot. Very easy.
So he
easy.
So he needs to be in a system with the pick and roll.
No, we don't need no system with no pick and roll. He needs to be in a system where y'all give him the ball every time and let him make the decision with the ball. And you other 4 guys, if you don't get a rebound, sprint and be the first one on the baseline. Very easy. And you know who can do this? We go to Phoenix, and my other 2 sons, they will sprint to the baseline every single play if they don't get a rebound.
You do know.
And guess what? That ball coming.
I don't know if you noticed, there's a guy on Lonzo's team.
What's his name?
And Lonzo is not the best player on that team now.
Are you crazy?
Are you saying Lonzo better than LeBron?
Yes.
Well, see.
You lost me on that.
Hey, I'll lose you again. I'll lose you again. You can't go there. LeBron getting older. I mean, I'll make Zoe better than LeBron if I'm coaching because I'm going to let him loose. And you're going to have hell.
Wait,
trying
are you
to catch
saying
him.
you want to coach in Phoenix then?
I ain't saying I want to coach in Phoenix. I'm just giving them the first right of refusal like I did the Lakers. Try to get the boys. You don't want them, that's fine. Somebody going to take all 3 of my boys.
See, we going
and
good.
somebody going to play.
We doing good. Because we close in age. We got a lot of the same.
Talk
But
to
then you ruined it by talking about Lonzo is better than LeBron. You know that's not true. You know that.
Why?
What you mean, why?
Why? Because LeBron been in the league for 15 years? I mean, how do you judge LeBron being better than my son? I ain't gonna say nobody better than my son.
It's okay if it's the truth.
But if my son can play, which I know what I put into
We're not
him,
saying he can't
as
play.
far as shooting and passing and playing and running, LeBron hurt. He getting old. He getting old.
LeVar.
He getting old.
LeVar.
I tell you this, he can't guard Lonzo on that fast break.
LeVar.
Can't move that fast.
Your guy's shooting 23% from the
He can
three-point
shoot
line.
10%.
40% from the free throw line. How can he be better than the GOAT?
You talking about percentages shooting on free throws?
Okay.
Don't tell me about no free throws.
Okay, what about the
He been in the
free
league for a long time. What LeBron shooting from the free throw line?
Like 60%.
I can tell you what. He been in the league a long time to not be able to make no free throws.
He ain't never shot 40%.
He ain't got to shoot 40%.
He ain't never shot 20% from the three-point line.
He ain't got to shoot 20%.
Okay. Hold on.
Who cares about the percentages of the shots? You know what I care about?
What
the
you care
winning.
about?
The winning. You can shoot 20%, but if you make the game winner every time, shoot your 20%.
Well, he ain't making no game winner. He missed
He
the
make
game
big
winner.
shots when it's time to make big shots.
He has made big shots.
He makes big shots.
get
When it's
you.
time to get on the free throw line and it's time to make it at the end, man, if the game's in hand, we down by 1 or 2, he gonna make both of them. But this stuff right here, it's not a big deal.
You've got to fix the free throw. You
No.
can't do that. You got to be better.
I can
than
fix
that.
the free throw.
Okay.
I can fix the free throw.
What you gonna do? What you gonna tell?
I can tell him a couple of things and make him right up.
Well,
no
tell
problem.
him.
I'm not gonna tell him.
Why?
Till he goes
Hold on, you
somewhere new.
sabotaging.
Go
I ain't
somewhere
sabotaging.
new.
Go
Yes, you
somewhere new and I'll fix all that.
No. Hold on.
Go
This
somewhere
your
new or
hometown
get a
team.
new coach. I will fix all that. It's a couple of things I got to
You
say that'll
undermining
make
the
Lonzo
system.
make
You
his shots very easy.
undermining
Here's the
the
thing.
system.
Free throws is not a big deal. Here's the thing about free throws. You can shoot them any kind of way you want. It's a mindset. Can you make the free throw when you trigger your mind? You can practice all day in practice and you can make 50 in a row. But you get to the game and then you just throw them up there. No. But if you say a certain thing that makes him, I know what to tell him to make all his free throws.
Why you undermining the system?
I don't
He
undermine
in
the system.
Yeah. He
Why?
on the Lakers. You want the
I
Lakers
tried
win.
to help them. They don't want no help? Bye.
All right.
I ain't
we're
gonna force
taking
myself.
a quick break.
Yes, you are.
We're still not
Yes,
done
you
here.
do.
We'll be back with LaVar.
No mercy.
LaVar Ball is still with us. And LaVar, my question for you.
Yes.
And be honest about the trade rumors with Lonzo. Truly, mentality is so important in this game. Where is his head at? With his name being in the discussion.
Where's
for a
Lonzo's
while.
head at right
Yeah,
now?
Truly.
Me, truly, personally, he's like, whatever y'all want to do is fine. That's how Lonzo roll.
Okay.
He not like me where it's like, man, he's not gonna get an attitude. He's not gonna point fingers.
Should he be more like you?
He's no. He can't be like me. He gotta be like himself. He gotta be like himself. And I tell all my boys that don't try to be like each other. Be who you are.
Right.
And coming from South Central, I'm gonna be a little more boisterous, a little more meaner. Your alpha dogs are gonna come from the hood. They're not gonna be team players, not too much on the fact that they trying to get out of a situation. So they're gonna be like, man, it's all me. I gotta work for my family. I gotta do this. As opposed to team-oriented. I've been to shelter my boys in Chino Hills. You ain't got to fight nobody. You just good. Just come on, work out, son. You have a good time.
Right.
So his mindset is like, well, however you want to guide me, if you with me, whatever you want me to do, I'm gonna do it. But no, I'm not gonna be like, even I want to say it, he's not gonna say nothing. He's just gonna be like, you know what? If you trade me, I'm gonna make this team go. If you keep me, I'm gonna do what I can to make this team go. But if you keep me and Luke is there, Lonzo understands loyalty.
So it's the point of no return between him and Luke Walton.
Him and Luke Walton, there's no return? No. Because now,
He's saying that. He
yeah,
said it's
no
over
return.
now.
It's over. No matter what he does, he can be like, Lonzo, you're the best player and we're going to start you all the time. Okay, until you have an attitude and do something again.
So I'm intrigued by your idea of building a ball dynasty
Yes.
with the Phoenix Suns.
Yes.
Because you're going to the bottom of the toughest conference.
Right.
And you're saying we're going to build it from
There you
scratch.
go,
But
yes.
you're including your other two sons
Gotta
in this
be.
equation.
Gotta be.
Have you spoken to anybody with the Suns about this idea?
I haven't talked to anybody about the Suns. I
This is
need
all
to talk.
you.
This is all me.
Okay.
If they want to listen to it, fine. Somebody is going to be out there, and like I tell my boys, you end up, I think everybody ends up where they're supposed to be. Everybody ends up, regardless if you put the time in to get where you want to be or you don't put the time in. So don't get mad if you're down here, and don't get mad if you're up here, if you put that time in. And that's why I look at things like this. Like, I've always told my boys to be the best players in the world, and we just getting started. 5 years go by. Some guy asked me, what do you think is going to happen? I said, man, my boys will be the face of the NBA because everybody going to be getting old. Everybody gonna get old. My boys is gonna be coming in the light. And guess what? When you build it from the bottom up, the foundation is good. That's like the big baller brand. We still talking about it. That was supposed to be a hit and miss. Lonzo in the league, it's a done deal. And I probably go, oh, LaVar, I ain't heard from you, I ain't seen you. That's because you're looking at me as Lonzo's dad and not as a CEO of a brand, not of water. I'm a businessman. I gotta go do other things. I can't just be sitting there and people say, oh, we didn't hear you say this about that. Yeah, no, you're not, because I got two other sons that's not in the league, and I gotta do some other things to get them noticed to get in the league. Because our bottom line is point A is to get all my boys in the league. Second thing is I want them all on the same team. So however that happens, that's
You realize the odds are like a billion to
billion to
one.
one. You know what's the odds of coming in the league with your own brand? How about 4 billion to one?
But what if it doesn't happen?
What do you mean? I'm gonna keep working until it does. I'm gonna keep working until it does, and guess what? It's gonna happen. Somebody gonna be out there and say, you know what? This really works.
How good could the youngest son become?
The youngest son could be the best one on the fact that he gets to watch the other two. Jello has the potential to be the best on the fact that he's the biggest and the strongest.
What is he now, height-wise?
Who's that? Melo?
Yeah.
Melo's 6'7".
6'7".
Melo's 6'7".
On his way to, could he be 6'?
I told him he's going to be the tallest. He's about 6'8", 6'9", easy.
Okay.
Everybody's going to be over 6'6", because I'm 6'6". So everybody's 6'6" and above on the fact that they get a couple of more inches from my wife being 6'1".
True. So, LaMelo,
Yes.
as shooting goes, he's by far the best, right?
Shooting goes, no, Jello. Jello's the best scorer in my family.
Really?
Yes, by far. Jello played on everybody's team. That's the middle piece. Lonzo does great with him.
Yet nobody in
Melo
the
does
NBA
great
has
with
any
him.
respect for the middle side.
Nobody has no respect. He's the coldest two-guard in the NBA.
What is it? What is it about him, or what is it about his game that they don't like?
What is it about his game they don't like?
Yeah.
They love his game, but being in the middle, you gotta kind of take what comes with that middle thing, which is not a lot. You can't have 3 monsters, even though I got 3 monsters.
Right.
Jello in the middle had to take a lot of flack. The reason he get drafted, the situation he did, out of all my boys. But I told him, you take one from the team, for the team, and this is how I explained it to him. You know you shouldn't have did that.
Right.
Hey, you go to UCLA, you ball out of control, you're top 10 pick, LaVar does nothing, get our money, we gone.
Right.
But by you doing that, I snatch Melo out of Chino Hills. I snatch you out of UCLA. I go overseas. I make connections over there. Without that, I don't have no water. I don't have a JBA. I don't create the JBA.
Right.
I don't go overseas. All this stuff doesn't happen. I just sit back. Oh, we fine.
So you make the best of a bad situation.
Yes, and so that's the route he has to go now, where everybody has to say, you're not that good. Now, imagine he at UCLA and he lighting it up. And now he's top 10 pick. Now, I don't worry about no other league. I leave Melo at Chino Hills, let him do what he do. But we don't do these other avenues nothing is created by this. I don't have my own league. I don't have my own ball. I don't
Melo
have my
gonna
own
be
water.
Is it Melo gonna be
Melo's eligible,
college?
man, for college.
All right. Oh, I wish we had
Yes.
more time with
Yes.
LaVar, but
Yes,
appreciate you
thank you,
being
guys.
here today. We'll be
Yes,
right back.
thank you.
No mercy.
LaVar Ball was just here. We hit a lot. Shannon, what stood out to you?
Well, in his mind, LaVar and Luke is unrepairable.
Lonzo and Luke.
Lonzo and Luke is unrepairable. Skip, he sincerely believes that his boys are going to play together, and he wants it to happen. And he has this, I don't know if it's realistic or unrealistic expectations of his son.
He does.
And what his son is capable to do in the
A lot of
NBA.
it has come true.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
The
say
shock to me was that he said Magic has become only the face of the franchise and not the authority of the
Yeah.
franchise.
I find that hard
Really?
to believe.
Woof, man. And in the end, this whole notion of he's going to try to speak into existence all three sons in Phoenix with the Suns at the bottom of the West rising to the top
Right.
is billions to one, but as he said, 4 billion to
Right.
one. And that's what he's done his whole life.
Skip, all he has to do is look no further. The Holiday brothers.
Yep.
They, mom and dad ain't saying y'all need to play together. All I need you is in the NBA. Forget who you play with. I'm sure my mom would have loved me and my brother to play together. Well, we wouldn't have wanted that, but that's probably what she would have wanted. But as long as you make it.
My only fear is that LaVar is going to speak his sons out of NBA existence.
Out of
at some
existence,
point, right?
Because it's something. I don't know. Like I said, and like I told LaVar, I said you understand, as a parent of a player, a current NBA player on the team, you being critical is something that's not normal, and people react to that.
Sure. It's not the norm.
I agree with everything he says about Luke Walton because I've said all the same
Yes.
things on this show.
Yes.
But in the end, it's going to come across that he's sort of trying to bully the Lakers
Correct.
out of into firing Luke
Yes.
Walton.
All right.
And I'm
well,
not sure how that's going to play.
that trade is coming up. So we'll have plenty to talk about tomorrow.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.